Good morning, everybody. This is the Oskar Quentin Show, where I take calls from the general public on TikTok and we discuss politics and things. Mostly Trump stuff. Maybe Mitch McConnell stuff today, given the prompt, but the prompt's not actually all that important. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, you can find a pinned comment below telling you when the first call starts, as well as some more detailed timestamps in the description. Any more housekeeping for today? I don't know. Yesterday I arguably didn't do a show. I was unwell, but I do kind of want to answer that after I get the backup account in the corner. Always forget to do that. Let's see. And for whatever reason, this TikTok streaming software has a very hard time opening the multi-guest request queue right after I go live. Like, I click it, there we go. There, big delay. It's like a 30-second delay on clicking the button. Oskar Quentin Music, we've switched over to that account from Oskar Quentin 2. So if you're not following the backup account, get following on there over on TikTok. Christopher Robin says, "You're alive." Somebody's asking if I saw the Mitch McConnell pre-obituary. That's very funny. I didn't see that. The rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated. I did survive the day yesterday. Here's what happened. I stayed up very late until I was in bed at like 3 a.m, and I was a little tipsy. Then I went to sleep, and I just, I didn't expect my Friday night to go that way, so I hadn't eaten enough food and just hadn't really prepared for my night to go that way. Because I've done the show. I mean, frankly, I have a Thursday night gig I do every week, so like, I'm usually pretty sleep deprived on Fridays, and I take a nap after the show. Like, it's something I deal with in my normal life. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting it, and I Ubered home from. See, we talked about this, so I'm allowed to say it on the air. I Ubered back from my girlfriend's house at like 9:30, so I had just gotten out of a car, and I was car sick yesterday. Like, in addition to being obviously very hungover, like yesterday when the show started, I had I started the show 15 minutes late, and I like thought I was square. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sit in the desk, like this nausea will go away. It didn't go away until the early afternoon. At which point I went right back to her house, and we ate a bunch of Chinese food and chilled out for the rest of the day. So that was yesterday. My bad, everybody. Thanks for all the kind words. And to the people who said they're disappointed in me, because I did get some hate for like being unwell and not able to do my own show. If we call yesterday a missed day, what is it? It's like the first day I've missed in like 120 days of doing the show, because I've been doing the show every single day, 7 days a week, since before I started numbering the episodes. So it's more than 100 at this point. Grow the fuck up, everybody. I'm 31. I'm allowed to have a late Friday night. Anyway, thank you, Kronos, for the $2 over on YouTube Super Chat. He says, Oscar isn't late or dead. W. Oscar and Nurse Raven. Yeah. But I think we should jump right in with a call. We might have to remind people once the viewership gets back up, because the pearl clutchers who were upset about yesterday probably aren't here yet. They'll show up and they'll be angry. So we'll remind them that, I'm allowed to have a fucking life. We're going to talk to Sherbert, though, and see if we get started just 3 minutes into the show with a good debate. Love when an episode starts with a good debate. How old are you?
35.
Okay, are you a Trump supporter?
I'm a friendly. Sent you a dono yesterday about a Korean hangover hack. I was wondering if you had done it.
Oh, wait, which one was it? I might have missed it.
You were in the middle of feeling terrible, so probably not. It's a spoonful of olive oil with a sprinkle of sea salt on top.
Oh.
And just take that down all at once. I thought it was crazy, and then I did it, and it works.
I'll give it a try.
Well.
That doesn't sound like a harmful thing to try. I'll give it a shot. And I consider myself something of a hangover wizard, because I'm a healthy person. I take care of my fitness, but I'm also in my 30s, so hangovers have become a different thing than they were in my early 20s. And I'm usually like, because I'm late out in the bars, doing this gig that I have every week, like every Thursday, I think about it when I'm eating dinner on Wednesday. I think about it when I'm hydrating Thursday morning. But I just, you gotta
go hard sometimes.
Well, sometimes you're laying down to go to bed at 10 p.m. and a girl you're really excited about is texting you, and you guys are talking, and she calls you and she's like, fuck it, you should just come over. And I'm like, yeah, I should. So, I didn't get to do my metabolic preparation for being evil to my body for a few hours, and you guys all got to see the consequences live on the air. But it's the Oskar Quentin Show. Sometimes he's hungover.
Well, hope you feel better. Have a great day, man.
Have a good day, Sherbert. Yeah, the friendly calls were kind of fun yesterday. It was like everybody hyping me up to deal with that Philbro. I was so hungover yesterday that I forgot that I had banned abortion as a topic, because it had taken up so much airtime lately that this was just becoming the abortion show, and I wasn't about it. Because what a fucking weak argument that loser had. My God. His whole thing, what was it called? FLO? What did that say? Yeah, future life. What did the O stand for?
I kind of tuned him out, I'm not going to lie.
I was tuning him out live on the air. Future life opportunity or something? And I was just like, great, that's not suffering. I value suffering. Why do you value that? Like, yeah, Paige says flow in the chat. Future like ours, is that what it's supposed to stand for? It's just... No. like that's...
His whole premise was wild.
Premise 1, ignore the suffering of women. Here we go. Right? Like that's all it is at the end of the day. Let's talk to Drew, see if he's a Trump supporter. Ashley, you can say hi, I see you, but I'll leave you until after this call. Hello, Drew. How old are you?
Bonsoir, Oskar. Je m'appelle Drew. Équipe de France et Zinedine Zidane. Kylian
Je peux comprendre un peu le français, but the show is meant to be done in English. So we'll talk to Ashley instead. Hopefully she'll have a conversation with me in English. Hello. How you doing, Ashley?
I did not mean to join.
No worries. Appreciate you. I've seen your username in the chat for a long time. All right, let's see. We gotta buy me a coffee from Lucky Phil, who says, "How very dare you? Welcome back, dickhead." Lucky Phil has donated enough money to the show to speak to me that way. That's fair. And then I should actually read, because like I did have a couple of straggler donations where people were sending me like get well messages, because Max sent me $20 on Buy Me a Coffee to say, "Hey Oscar, guess chose your least favorite topic. LOL. Hope you had more electrolytes and a good bacon and egg roll." I fixed it with Chinese food. That was the issue. I was so nauseous I couldn't eat, but I knew the problem was that I was so deprived of calories from the previous 24 hours that I was like getting a low blood sugar about it, and I was like, I need to find something that my body wants to eat. So took several attempts to keep the calories down. Gross. Thank you, Max, for sending another $2 right after that to say, and coffee, because hey, buy me a coffee. Let's see, the queue is empty on this particular Sunday. It's a Sunday, right? But Alex sent me $2 to say, we need a full stream of just the pee poo guy. This show is epic. Dude, if he wants to come back and be made further uncomfortable, knowing my mom, though, titling the episode "Mom, skip this episode," probably just gonna fucking encourage her to watch that one. She's not a VOD watcher, but that was more of a gag just for what the show is about. She watches the Instagram clips, but yeah, Mom, don't watch that episode.
Speaking of which, get more put out. I'm working hard.
What? Oh yeah.
Well,
so I've been thinking about the clip schedule, and I think that what we should do, because I've been watching the metrics, is like my videos don't perform as well on the weekend because most people watch my videos while they're supposed to be working. I see you guys. The analytics are telling on you. I'm not going to tell on you to your bosses. Don't worry. But I know that everybody is watching my clips instead of doing their fucking day jobs. So I think that we should focus on posting debate clips in the mornings, Monday to Friday, and then do other content on the weekends for the people who really give a shit, like the people who are going to watch the evening show at 7 p.m. Central Time today on YouTube only, because we're going to talk to Ian Austin, who's one of my favorite people in the protest community right now. He and I kind of blew up at the same time after meeting when we were smaller, so we'd kind of like parted ways in terms of our acquaintanceship. So it was really, really neat to get to see him in person before the federal government fucking banished him to Pennsylvania by making his conditions of release for being one of the righteous 39 church protesters more strict than they previously were. So now he's not allowed to go to Minnesota. Now he's not allowed to go to New Jersey. He has to stay in fucking Pennsylvania because the federal government likes silencing protesters. So
from what I've heard, he actually is allowed in Minnesota.
Oh.
He can go from Minnesota to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But those are the only two places, and he was hoping to maybe go to Nashville, I think, or something like that.
We'll talk about it this evening.
Yeah, so don't quote me on that one.
Yeah, well, I'll quote him on it after he tells me. But yeah, he and I had a drink together in a bar the other night. This is just gonna be the episode where he thinks I'm an alcoholic. But we sang some karaoke together. That was fun. But yeah, I'm super excited to have like a pretty candid discussion about some of the weaponization of the Justice Department against people who are, fighting the good fight. Because he's doing the sort of thing that if this show hadn't taken off is what I would have been doing. Like, he's a proper frontliner. He's not like, for him, it's a chore to post social media videos to get attention on what he's doing, because what he's mostly doing is going out there on his own 2 feet and yelling at these fucking fascists in person. He's a veteran and he's got some fucking words for them. And I want the guy to have as big a platform as possible. So I'm glad that people are aware of it, because I feel bad that I'm not spending my time doing that. But you guys have heard me give the spiel. I found a thing I'm pretty good at. I think I'm pretty good at running the show. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see if different Drew, is going to be the next subject of debate on this program I run. How old are you?
Je suis français.
Why? Is this
Parlez français, s'il vous plaît.
Is this a new meme? Are the libertarian phalangists replaced by people who call in and speak French to me for some reason?
Apparently.
I don't actually speak any French. I just know how to say that I understand a little bit of French.
No parle français.
Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. Yeah, the white nationalists are really obsessed with the fact that I speak German. That gets them going. Thank you, Elliot, for the $5 on Venmo. Elliot says, from Nurse Elliot, don't forget about the brat diet for sensitive tummies. Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast are good options to keep you fooled. I do appreciate all the advice, though. Again, I'm feeling a little disappointed in myself because normally I'm the guy giving the advice. For me, my standard hangover fix is a strawberry banana smoothie with almond milk. That's what fixes me right up. But I know that's also just because I need a little bit more potassium than the next guy. That took me years to figure out. I had like hand trembles and stuff. Like I had all these like neurological things, and then like it took doctors working on it for years, and then I eventually just figured out eat more bananas, dumbass. That solved it. I figured that out when I was like 22. Changed my life. So banana strawberry smoothie 5 or 6 days a week does the trick for me. I've been biffing it on that too. My goodness, I need to get my routine sorted out. But yeah, I want to spend more time platforming the issue of the unjust attention that protesters get from the federal government, because it's a big fucking problem. But for me running this show, I know that if I just sat around and complained about that all the time, it wouldn't be great for viewership. It wouldn't, it just wouldn't perform well. Like this show runs on conflict. The show runs on people seeing me being direct and confrontational. But the evening show is this sort of thing where like it has some algorithmic success in the, just getting pushed to people on YouTube when it's live. But for the most part, the reason that show is worth running is because people are interested enough in seeing the conversations that I want to platform, that I'm leveraging my own popularity online to get people to do the work of going and watching this other show that we don't even host on TikTok because I want it to be without the TikTok filter. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful I get to do that. And I'm very excited to just have some, get some content put out that's like very much specifically about that concern. Because it's wildly concerning to me that we're seeing protest movements peter out as we're seeing fascism ramp up in the administration. And it is simply because what they are doing to suppress protest organization right now is successful. The fact that they arrested these 39 church protesters, who I have said in public before, if I knew about that protest before it happened, I would have advised them not to do it, because they didn't realize they were stepping on the toes of a particular federal law that the churches had lobbied for, and they were giving the federal government the book they needed to throw at them by setting foot in that church. So, because they didn't do anything violent, they didn't do anything that anybody who's done a sit-in at Target or something and gotten, their trespass ticket or whatever the fuck sort of penalty you get for that sort of civil disobedience, that labels them terrorists or whatever. That gets them released with conditions, so they have to be really careful about committing any other crime, even if it's just jaywalking. And in the case of Ian Austin, now he has to deal with appealing the terms of his release, say that, he has to stay in Pennsylvania or I guess Minnesota or whatever exactly it is. And even though he's just not a danger, this isn't a guy who even throws rocks. Like, this is a guy who stands and yells. That's what he's guilty of, yelling. Absurd. And then especially in consideration of the fact that there's people on the right who come and terrorize us, assault us, brandish weapons at us, openly speak hate. And when I say openly speak hate, some of these people say things like we need to hang all the minorities. Like, they say like insane, horrible things. Jake Lang came to the Whipple building and said, we executed one of you yesterday, the day after Renee Good was shot in the face.
That wasn't Jake Lang. That was the one that...
Jaden Scott. I misspoke. Yeah. I was picturing the right face. I said the wrong loser's name. But yeah, they're both... I would feel really bad about misnaming the person who said that if it was anybody other than Jake Lang, who I misnamed, because he said just as terrible things. So the fact that doesn't get attention, that you can get away with that, but Ian Austin gets restricted in his travel between states because he's yelling at ICE agents, that deserves attention, which is why I'm sitting here and yapping about it to hopefully hype some of you guys watching up to see the conversation with me and him this evening. So we'll shoot after we wrap the show today, we'll shoot a promo to post as a short for that one.
Did you mention, like I was saying, the fact that that one guy even stalked Andrew Mercado?
That was Jaden Scott. Yeah. So that was the same guy who said that we executed one of you yesterday, talking about Renee Good. He went to Andrew Mercado is a recent guest on the evening show. He's more of a journalist than a protester. He kind of stays hands off. He's more about like honest reporting about it than participating in it. It's just a different role he's chosen, which by choosing that role, he gets to stay after dispersal orders because he doesn't participate in the protests. He gets to continue to be a journalist. So he's chosen that approach. yeah, this Jaden Scott went to this dude's fucking house and filmed a video from outside his apartment door threatening him, and he didn't get in trouble for that. I think Mercado got a restraining order against him, but there was no like direct legal consequences for making terroristic threats. And then meanwhile, Kyle Wagner literally gets arrested and extradited to Michigan for doing the same thing to Jaden Scott. Like you gotta just both or none, right? Like I think that Kyle Wagner made some mistakes in terms of what he said in the public. Like I think he wasn't being careful when he got caught up in all this, and he's one of the Minnesota 15 as well. But yeah, fucking equal protection under law, right? Like people joke about me being worried about a knock on the door from the FBI. They're like, what, you think you're Hassan Piker or something? And I'm like, no, I think I'm a bridge between the debate space and the protester space. And I think that's and the federal government knows who the fuck I am. Like they're, the footage they're talking about using to get us all investigated and charged for being associated with the Savannah Hernandez fight, which is the day that I met Raven, which is the day that I met Ian Austin. Like that was a bunch of us coming together. The footage they're talking about using to investigate all of us who were there is my fucking footage. That's what JD Vance is talking about on the television. So I'm on the radar in a way that's more than it would be if I was just another debate streamer. But I've got all this other stuff that I do from living here. No callers today. Is there something happening today? World Cup's over, right? I don't know. Maybe the algorithm's mad at me for having a short show yesterday. See? That consistency pays. Chrono sent $2 to say, W being boss, so you can send yourself home early. Yeah, I do have the authority to cancel the show. My name's in the title. Jazz sent $5 to say, yesterday's Virgin Phil Bro has no sway over the opinions of the Chad hungover Oscar. Bro was incoherent to the point you even couldn't tell what it was drivel. The fact that I was immediately like, slow down, try again, you're mumbling. Like, he was just, he had the Phil Bro voice. Oh, yes, Proposition 1 is a certain thing about this, and I don't really care about women, and I think that all of this and everything, and that's why I'm right, thank you. Like that sort of like, whoa, slow down, dude. I know you practiced it in the mirror before calling in, but just fucking talk to me for a second. Jesus Christ. Are we doing a friendly show? I don't know. Sometimes it works. It's been a while since we've done a proper friendly episode. It used to be such a problem where it's like, we're not getting callers, we'll just hang out. And that would be like a couple episodes a week. But that's not so much, it's not so much the issue anymore. Show's doing better. Let's see. YouTube 200, TikTok 300. Day's coming when YouTube is bigger than TikTok, which I'm excited about because like low-key fuck TikTok. And the phone, I know I keep saying I wanted to have it done by Friday this last week, but I couldn't get the phone ordered because I need to go physically into a location and show them my ID and like do it that way. Like I couldn't get my it's like a big family account and I'm like I have privileges on it, but like I just need to prove it or something. I don't know. I need to go into a phone store and buy that, which maybe we'll do during the gap today. We might run. There is such a place we can go nearby. So maybe we'll run that quick errand during the 7 hours between the normal show and the evening show. Thoughts on Mitch and what should Andy Beshear do? Andy Beshear is governor of Kentucky, right? Did I fail my vocab test? Good. I literally do flashcards for like the different governors and stuff. I've been like studying, trying to get, cause every now and then I hear a name and I think, oh fuck, I'm supposed to know which one that is. Anyway, Andy Beshear should call for the special election and put the burden on Mitch McConnell to prove that he's alive. That's straightforwardly, I think that's what any governor in this situation should do. He has the authority to do it. We shouldn't have to have other, citizens or other elected officials have to sue for this special election. Like he should just call for it. And then say, show us that you're alive, Mitch, because we just don't fucking believe the photo. It wasn't good enough proof. And I allegedly he's capable of having conversations about foreign affairs and politics and stuff. That being the case, if I was in his shoes, if I was Mitch McConnell, and I really was capable of having a conversation about anything, and they showed me that picture and said, this is the picture we're going to release to show that you're alive, I would say that's bullshit. We need to do better than that. Even if I'm in an embarrassing, unhealthy state and I don't want video of me, it does so much for the claims that it's AI to just do like a camera roll of like 5 or 6 pictures of him eating breakfast with his wife, where there's continuity. You can see the glasses getting less full of beverage. You can see the bites of the food making sense on the plate. Like there's a couple things you can do that make it really easy to say this photo isn't AI. And I'm not an expert on AI. I used to consider myself one, but the technology's developed past the point where I can just glance at a picture and say, oh, this is obviously AI. Like I get fooled all the time, but I can look at a photo like of Mitch McConnell and say, this is not a photo that would be difficult to create with AI. If I was trying to prove that I was alive, I would make a photo that's difficult to make with AI, because there's plenty of types of photos that are just harder for AI to generate. And one of the things you can do is have more than one photo to test the continuity, because AI really struggles with continuity. You can have two AI generated images that take place in the same room and feel very similar, but if you look, you're like, count the ceiling tiles, the wall behind them changed lengths. The distance between the door and the corner of the room is not consistent between these two pictures as counted by the ceiling tiles. That's the sort of thing that you can do, because AI really struggles with that type of continuity, even at a very high level, even with the really powerful AI that like the government of Iran is using to make like AI like trash talking videos about the US government and stuff. So yeah, overall, I find it, if we're to use Occam's razor, I find it simply more likely that that photo is doctored in some way than that they would be so stupid as to respond to public outcry about a need for proof of life by providing a photo that to somebody like me isn't good proof of life. Especially the memes going around of everybody using AI to make that photo different, or like make it a video where he gets out of bed and starts tap dancing and stuff like that's people very I approve of this use of AI. They are effectively clowning on the fact that they did not release sufficient proof of life. So
I wish the governor would literally make statements every day calling out Mitch McConnell and essentially saying like, if you aren't able to show up and prove that you're alive, you aren't able to do your job as a senator and you're not representing your constituents. Just like really lay it out bare every day.
Well, and yeah, and like this is the sort of thing where like maybe we need a new rule, maybe, because obviously like there's people saying that he's violated just some basic existing rules by being absent from the Senate this long. But we've had this problem before with elderly senators, elderly representatives. Like it's, people weekend at Bernie's these people to the finish line so that they can maintain political control, and that like we just need to have a rule where it's like, I think there should probably be a 30-day timer on when you step off the Senate floor. Every time you step off the Senate floor, a 30-day timer should start. You have to be back. You have to participate. You lose your membership if you don't come to the meetings. That's the way a fucking like local community organization club works. If you check out for too fucking long, you get fired. He's dutifully elected. Like the guy earned his seat. He gets elected every fucking time in Kentucky. So like, fucking represent the people who elected you. Metal God said $5 to say, it's unlike me to bring skeletons out of the closet, but you said you were hungover after being with a woman. Are you cheating on Kronos? That's between me and Kronos, Metal Gods. Oh, and okay, there was the conversation the other day about like some of my sexual history, and the caller was like blown away that I'm dating a girl who I didn't off the top of my head know if she was aware of the fact that I have had sex with men before. And I was like, dude, it's just, who the fuck cares? Like, for the most part, I don't know everything about her sexual history. Why would I? We haven't been dating that long. When am I supposed to fucking interrogate? Well, anyway, she did see that. She does know now. She doesn't care. Not even a little bit. Jazz for $2 on YouTube Super Chat says, check hair or fur. AI still really struggles with it. Well, again, it's like the continuity thing where you'll see two AI generated pictures that feel the same, but look closely. And it's like, no, the hairline moved. Like these aren't pictures that were taken 2 seconds apart. The hair's been messed up or rearranged or something. For $5, Elusive Viper sent on YouTube Super Chat. I agree with criticizing McConnell's office on this, but there's so much to be gained with organizing an entire election to fill a seat in 4 to 5 months. But is there much to be gained? Well, it's that it would allow Thomas Massie to run as an upset candidate, because he's not gonna win in November. He's not even running because he just lost his seat. But as an upset candidate, he has a chance to just have enough grassroots support, because people would be so excited about replacing Mitch McConnell that they might not be able to muster enough attention to the matter to get somebody else. Because with a special election, think about the fact that most people don't follow politics that carefully. So when you have a special election, it's the people who are paying attention who show up and vote. And that might be more people for Thomas Massie than for somebody else. He could get his Senate seat back, which would be huge. huge for what's about to happen in American politics. We talk about groveling for representative seats in November. Like, if we could just go in one ahead on anti-Trump seats, because again, this isn't blue no matter who. I'm okay with Thomas Massie. I will endorse Thomas Massie if he gets to run, because anti-Trump is so much more important than all the shit that I disagree with Thomas Massie on right now. So I'd be willing to give him the same soft endorsement that I'm going to give somebody like Amy Klobuchar for being our governor, because I'm not at all excited about her either as an establishment Democrat. I almost feel like she and Thomas Massie are closer to each other than I am to either of them in terms of what they represent for American politics, because they've got some basic fucking establishment fucked up American politics beliefs that all, the leftists are mad at everybody about, and they're both anti-Trump. That's good enough for an endorsement, but neither of them are going to be particularly progressive. But yeah, I do think it really matters that, like, even if there wasn't a chance, like, even if there wasn't a Thomas Massie for me to answer that question directly and say, like, that because Thomas Massie could run, there's like a smidge of a chance. Even if there wasn't a smidge of a chance, I still don't like the precedent being set that a fucking senator can be dead for this much of their term, probably, because we don't know. It's just, in principle, the thing is wrong, and we have to fucking follow the rules. Like, there's either law and order. Thomas Massie, so somebody in the chat saying that Thomas Massie isn't anti-Trump, he's just against him on the e-files. I think that, like, the important thing here is that Thomas Massie recognizes that you can't back Trump on everything, and I think we need that from Republican leadership. Like, I'd consider it. That doesn't, like, I can agree with you on that in certain ways, but at the end of the day, he should still have the fucking chance.
Thomas Massie's also a no on the SAVE Act. Which Thomas Massie's also a no for the SAVE Act.
Yeah,
yeah. Better than a no vote.
We need to amplify the dissonance rather that exists among Republicans instead of squashing it. Like, it's devastating that the 4 Republicans that voted for the Epstein files to be released, Thomas Massie, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and who am I forgetting? Thomas Massie, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace. The 4, I always forget Nancy Mace for some reason. For like months, I was saying 3 when it was 4 on the show. Whoops. Yeah, the 4 of them got fucked over hugely, and that's the fucking problem. So, like, even if I disagree with those politicians, even if I'm not excited about them holding seats, the fact that Republicans are just deleting any of their representation that support Trump, like, or that don't back Trump, regardless of what he does, like, that's fucking terrifying. So I support Thomas Massie in that sense. Cronus sent $5 to say it's work a woman, so it's all cool with it for now. I'll be enough soon for Oscar. Cronus, you keep the chats very interesting, Cronus. Lucky Phil sent another $2 on Buy Me a Coffee to say, overheard you in your VCA debate between Snake and Cronus re-economics. If Snake won't get TikTok, maybe worth having a discussion on Discord with him streamed in lieu of the new phone arriving. I doubt he'll say any slurs, lol. It'll be entertaining. I can see you two butting heads in good faith. That'd be fun. We could, that sort of thing might happen on the members only stream. That sort of thing might happen just in general, like in friendly time and stuff like that. If I get the phone thing set up, I probably would trust him to go in through Discord. Madison Lee, Tom West, I'll get to you in just a second. Madison Lee sent $5 to say, I saw that our military merged with Israel. Did that fucking pass? Raven, do you know?
I don't.
Can you check on that? I know we had some House resolutions passed. They're not in the Senate yet, right? So, like, that there's a lot of scary stuff that passes in the House that doesn't quite make the news, or at least I don't bring it to the show always, because something passing in the House is not always very consequential. There's a lot of stuff that passes in the House where there has no chance of passing in the Senate. So it's worth paying attention to in terms of following it, but it's not always the biggest headline. The fact that any of our politicians support merging our military with Israel's is an emergency. Absolutely. But in terms of that actually happening, we can watch the actual votes that go on. What does that mean for America was Madison's question. Yeah, I mean, not much more than it means for us to already have a commander-in-chief who supports Israel, because he's using our military to the benefit of Israel in a way that makes absolutely no sense for somebody who ran on a policy of America first. America first goes out the window the moment it doesn't support the argument. That's what I've learned on this show. So many times on this show, they've said, oh, we need to do this. And I go, wait, hold on. Aren't you America first? And they're like, well, yeah. Aren't you? Oh, you're not, though. And I'm like, right. I am at least fucking consistent in my caring about humans on Earth thing that I do. Danny sent $3 to say, you are everything good. Keep teaching, Mr. Q. Thank you, Danny. Tom West is gone. Where are my callers?
the bill with the Israel military merge has passed the House, but not the Senate.
Okay, yeah. So because I know that was in one of the, I think it was packaged with some other legislation this week. I did see that it passed, but so for now, to answer the question directly, it doesn't mean anything until it passes in the Senate. But again, I have to point out, somebody pointed out, I saw just like a Reddit thread or something I saw. Somebody pointed out that there was a House bill presented a few days after Trump took office the second time, back in January of last year. It was a House bill seeking to amend the 22nd Amendment, which I don't even think that's how that works. You're supposed to add a new amendment to allow, under certain circumstances, presidents to run for a third term. So when people talk about people joking about it, it's like, no, there's people trying to make it happen. It's not okay for the president to joke about that sort of thing at all. Look at, people say, oh, Obama told jokes. It's like, yeah, Obama dipped a cookie in a glass of milk it didn't fit in and said, thanks, Obama. That's funny. And if you don't think it's funny, there's nothing that can be taken literally there that makes it harmful. Like that's different. But yeah, him joking about violating the Constitution is really bad, and people so actively seeking to allow him to violate the Constitution, like that is that should be a black fucking mark on that representative. And I don't even know their fucking name off the top of my head, because there's so many Republicans who have voted for something terrible. If you voted for this House resolution, which is almost all of our Republicans, if I had to guess, probably maybe all of them. Was it all of them? Well, most of them. Maybe there's a couple who don't deserve this particular dig. But like, yeah, if you want to merge America's military with Israel, you're a fucking traitor. But we already knew that most of our elected Republicans are fucking traitors, because we have 2 impeachment votes on Trump to judge by. We have two votes. We had 2 times that there was not only a vote on Trump's impeachment, but then a trial. And we can look at the Republicans who sat there with their fingers plugged in their ears, eyes slammed shut, screaming, nah, he didn't do anything illegal, no fucking way, when he very obviously has. Tavi, thank you for sending so many gift memberships. I feel like most of the memberships over on YouTube are just like the big donors, like getting people in the club. So I totally appreciate it, because it makes the member streams really, really fun to have a big audience and a busy chat that I like struggle to keep up with, because I'll start rambling when I get a particular message, and the chat will get lost. But that's going to happen tonight when the Sunday evening show concludes. No exact start time on that. I aim for 9 or 9:30 Central Time, but it starts when it starts. Kronos sent $5 to say, W Snake, Dr. Null, Jen, Viper, Joey, and everyone else who was in the night show. We made ourselves last night. Great debates. So many topics hit. Oh, that's what they're talking. That's what Lucky Phil was talking about. Was there a voice chat? Was that on the Discord or something? Oh, I didn't even know about that. I was hanging out with my girlfriend.
Yeah, I wasn't present for it, but I think I saw there was like 12 people in a voice chat just talking and hanging out and having fun.
That's so cool. I didn't know about that. I was totally confused by Lucky Phil's message earlier. I thought maybe that there was like a TikTok panel that people were on, but that didn't make sense to me because Kronos isn't on TikTok. That's okay. I mean, I feel like we're having a friendly episode. We're a half hour in and we don't have a call, but I'm okay with that. I think that that makes me really proud of the community I've started. That sort of thing can just happen on a Saturday night, like on its own, organically. Yeah, that I find to be, that warms my heart. That's really neat.
And by the way, Will, Oscar did say girlfriend. How is Katie doing? Katie's good. Don't get to sleuthing. Katie's not actually her name. We discussed that her name is going to be Katie online. Katie's doing great. It's kind of neat. I was pretty jaded on dating after I left my last girlfriend, just because it's like weird being an internet person and dating, because it's like, people you just scroll on like the fucking Instagram account of somebody you're dating, and then when you go on mine, I really just didn't want to make like a fake personal Instagram account. That's what everybody was telling me I needed to do, was to like make an Instagram account to just follow my buddies on and like post some like normal pictures and stuff, and just like have it be like a normal 100 followers, 100 following like Instagram account. But that felt really dishonest to do. Just I don't know. It is. If Oskar Quentin Music is just my Instagram account. Like if I have friends whose phone number I don't have, and they can message me on there, because like if I follow you on there, like I'll see your messages. Like that gets sorted differently in the inbox, so it doesn't get like stuck in the nightmare that is my inbox. But I just like didn't want to do that. So there've been a couple of times over the last few months where I've like met a girl in a bar or something, singing karaoke or performing or something, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, like yeah, what's your Instagram? And then there's this moment where she's like, why do you have 26,000 Instagram followers? And I'm like, yeah, just
people like those internet videos I make. I don't know. Yeah. And then even if she doesn't see that, like the reason I didn't bother doing a fake Instagram account to like fix dating for me was because she's gonna ask what I do. Like, there's no hiding it at the end of the day. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, I'll cheekily, I said this to my Uber driver this morning. I said, he asked me what I did for a living, and I said I'm a political commentator, and that didn't feel dishonest to say. That's accurate. But yeah, you say that to somebody who's like interested in going on a date with you, and it's like, oh, like Charlie Kirk? Sure, something like Charlie Kirk. More like Dean Withers. Let's go with that. Maybe that's the litmus test. Maybe I want her to say, oh, like Dean Withers instead of, oh, like Charlie Kirk. But yeah, it's just like weird. You know, now the numbers are getting really big. We passed 100,000 followers on Instagram, which is something I was really, really, really excited about. Just, I don't care if it's douchey or whatever. I'm excited about it. It was a milestone that I was looking at. I when I hit 10K back in April, I was like, wonder like is 100K a year and a half from now, or is 100K a couple of months from now? It felt to me like 100K was a couple months away, and I was right. So, and it's just, you know, but yeah, anyway, regarding dating, just like, it's just weird. It's just weird to date when you have 100,000 Instagram followers. Because what do you say? Like, yeah, people really like my internet videos. Yep, it's my full-time job. I hired some people to, like, yeah, it's great. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. It's an incredible privilege what's happening to me right now. But it's like a little bit like it being public knowledge what your salary is if a girl's interested in you, and then you always have to fucking wonder about that. I don't really wonder that about Katie. I'm past those concerns. But yeah, anyway, so we're just doing the fucking Oscar podcast today. It would seem ain't nobody want to call in. Maybe it's because I didn't mention MAGA on the sign. Maybe it's because they think that we have to talk about Mitch McConnell, which we absolutely don't. This is accurate, and unlike Charlie Kirk, there are no holes in your story. Well, yeah, we talk a lot about the Charlie Kirk debate tactic of, like, he uses a lot of the nasty tactics that I educate people about, where, you know, he forces people. I think he was very guilty of the sort of like dishonest dog walking, where it's like you can just be dragging a person along in a conversation, and because he spoke with authority and made sure that his audience for debates was generally younger people, it was easy for him to just speak authoritatively about some proclamations that didn't really quite get covered in the debate, and then he'd say something at the end like, yeah, okay, you see how that's kind of silly or something, and then like whoever he's talking to is like too embarrassed to say anything other than like, oh yeah, I guess, because they like think they've been dog walked, even though like somebody who's educated about the sort of talking points that Charlie Kirk harped on knows that he's not really all that effectively arguing for any of this stuff. It's just very, very dishonest. But yeah, also he was assassinated. So when, like, you know, the chuds in the bars that I like perform music in and stuff are like, oh, you're the Charlie Kirk of the left. I'm like, not trying to be that personally. Hoping for a longer career than that personally. Let's not compare me to somebody who got murdered for their speech. But that's it. That Charlie Kirk is the only yardstick that a lot of those people have for measuring a political commentator. So they're like, how many Charlie Kirks are you? And I'm like, I don't know, 0.2 or something, 0.1, like I'm a little tiny Charlie. I much prefer the Dean Withers comparison. But I mean, that's just because we're on the same team. No one says I can't shop the sign mid-show. That's true. We could make a new one. Let's try to come up with some better chud bait. Maybe the chat can help. What do we got? You got anything, Raven?
Well, if you really want to get some conversations in, toying with their emotions is always the best way.
Yeah. I don't think this is offensive enough.
Pointing out their emotional status. But we just did that one recently. So
we did something like that. Yeah, they're
MAGA
are childish.
runs on emotions, not facts.
Ooh, wait, MAGA are childish.
Ooh.
I don't think we've done that one yet.
It's true.
Because that's one of those prompts where it's like, watch them call in and be childish.
Right.
Like, just, it's like a magic trick. I think we'll go with that. We'll try that one out. But you yap, because I can't talk while I'm doing the careful handwriting.
That's true. Yeah, what do we want to talk about, chat? How's it going? Got the Blossom Squad in the studio today. Both me and Hollow Blossom are here. Hollow, come say hi.
Hey.
That's Hollow. She's wonderful. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm not hungover at all, so that's a positive. But yeah, the Charlie Kirk joke by with the no holes in it, that was peak.
Look, the president makes fun of the dead, right? At the end of the day.
Not to mention, like, Charlie Kirk actively partook in stochastic terrorism against a lot of different minority groups. So, you know, I'm not saying people were wrong to dance in the street when Schmittler got schmended, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's wrong for people to dance in the street when somebody that actively was trying to cause them harm.
Yeah.
Ended.
I mean, I think I've always said, like, I'm not going to mourn somebody who dedicated their life to causing harm.
Right.
Like, we're not going to pretend he deserves our respect. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
I'll be honest and say the world's a little bit of a better place.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you know, like, it's like that thing when Lindsey Graham died, I did the bit of reading Trump's tweet about, who was it even? Mueller?
Thomas Mueller or Robert Mueller?
Robert Mueller, yeah. Robert Mueller is dead. I'm glad he's dead. He can't harm any more people now. And it's like, if the president can say that about somebody who investigated them publicly, or like that the public knows investigated him, come on, we can say it about other people, right? Like, get fucking real, right? Like, come on. But it's that double standard, right? And if I'm gonna get in trouble for behaving in accordance with the double standard that I see it, then like that's fucking fine. In addition to Lindsey Graham being dead, I'm like honestly delighted that Mitch McConnell is probably finally dead. I'd like proof that he's not dead if they say he's not dead. And
the same people that are pearl clutching about the Charlie Kirk jokes are on the internet telling trans people to end themselves.
It's the same people who are literally threatening me and begging for my address on the air, right? Like if you're like, you can, I don't know. It's people act like I involuntarily chuckling at a Charlie Kirk joke is the same as like they judge me for that without considering that I am the target of such threats every day.
Right.
The death threats have slowed down lately. I think that there's a thing about being smaller where people will try to discourage you from doing what you're doing. Because it might be successful, whereas now I'm like big enough that they know I'm not going to stop because some asshole's sending me death threats. Like I'm kind of past that as a creator. So I think it's slowed down just because they try to like nip it in the bud with these like growing creators. Because I've had friends who backed, you know, we don't need to name names talking about people in our community, but people take breaks. People like, you know, I got in trouble yesterday for being too hungover to run the show, but at the end of the day, the reason I did run the show, even though I was clearly ill, is because I wanted to. I was like really bummed 20 minutes after the show ended and I like got my stomach under control where I was like, no, I could just be sitting in the chair talking, like even if it's a lower energy show, like that is what I want to do. But yeah, I don't like judge people for being dissuaded by fucking death threats. You know, like
literally. Also, somebody in the chat was saying that we're proving the double standard, but that's really ironic because like we are not excited, but like we're not mourning somebody's death because they were actively harmful, whereas the right celebrates our death because we existed.
Yeah, they say the way that these people talk about Renee Good and Alex Preddy, like,
or just like LGBT people, queer people, they're mad that we're existing. Like somebody wants me dead because I wear a dress and wear eyeliner. That's not the same as me being happy that the person that wanted me dead is dead.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if that's the double standard that gets talked about today, and that's the double standard probably it's going to get talked about with Ian Austin tonight at the evening show, 7 p.m. only. Follow me on YouTube, link tree in the bio. It's important. It's like it's really like I think it is important to remind everybody that the First Amendment says that you are allowed to laugh at Charlie Kirk. Like you are allowed to think anything you want about him. He's dead. He can't be harmed anymore. Like you know, like if the president can tweet disparaging things on Truth Social about the deceased, like don't let the double standard become normalized. Like maybe it's your civic duty to be a little bit outspoken in the sorts of ways that rustle these jimmies when they think that we belong in jail for doing that, but they let the president do it just because of whose team they're on. Lucky Phil offers some chud bait for $2 on Buy Me a Coffee. He says the two founders of TPUSA lost the debates on, I think there's a typo here, on something control, abortion control maybe, and C19, the Herman Cain Award. Leopards ate my face. All those memes about it. Yeah. And Nicholas, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Nicholas says, congrats on 100K followers. Puts this towards the champagne when you get to 200K. I did have a bottle of champagne ready for when I hit 100,000 followers. I think we're just doing the Oscar podcast today, unless we get callers. So I'm just going to keep yapping. But in addition to it just being very, very exciting that I got 100,000 followers on Instagram, what a wonderful coincidence it was that it happened like while I was at a bar with all my friends. Like I wish it had happened a little later in the night, you know, if it had happened at 10 o'clock instead of when it did happen at like 8 o'clock or whatever, it just would have been busier. More people would have been there. But it was cool to get a cheer from the bar and have some friends to pour some champagne with on the back patio.
Wish I could have been there with you.
Yeah. It was sad that was a week. The crew wasn't there.
Jesse was there at least with you. But I had some parenting to do. So,
was Jesse
life calls?
I don't even.
I swear.
She filmed the video. I'm thinking of the video. Like, where is she in the video? Where was she sitting? She was filming.
And then there was another video where she's like, "Shh, my show's on," and it's your.
Yes, all right, of course. See, this is my ADHD brain not remembering what happened Thursday night. Paige, Layla, are we gonna get a debate, or is this a friendly call? I bet it's a friendly call. She wants to say hi to Scout. Jesse's calling me right now. Yes, Jess. What?
You bitch! I fucking filmed it! I was there all night with like yellow dumbass eyebrows.
That's right. I was making fun of you for your bleached ass eyebrows. Look, we go to that bar a lot. Forgive me.
You just completely omitted me from being there. I took you to dinner.
You did take me to dinner.
Don't worry, Jesse. I'll make sure you get proper credit.
It's okay. They told you alive. I just had to be like, what the fuck? I've been next to you all night. He's like, oh, I wonder if she was there. Unreal. Tell Sam I love her. Tell Raven I love her. Okay, bye.
We love you.
See, it's like the episodes of the show. It's like all a blur. Every night at that bar is the same. Every time I do the show is the same. Like once the episode's an hour old, I can't remember if something that happened on it was an hour ago or a month ago. Chrono says hi, Jesse, for $2 on YouTube Super Chat. Do we have more members? Oh yeah, Sean became a member. Welcome. That's the ADHD brain. I understand how things work, but I cannot remember what I ate for breakfast. So I don't know. Sorry, Jesse. Okay, wait. Lucky Phil, I think, clarified his message. She said for $2, she said meant to say gun control and C19. They both died to things they argue were not that big a concern. Yeah, I mean the fact that Charlie Kirk, the moment he died, was in the midst of saying some egregiously wrong bullshit about trans people and violence. That Wikipedia article we put on screen sometimes, where it shows the pie chart of mass shootings and shows that of 5,700 of them studied over the course of more than a decade, 5 of them had perpetrators that were confirmed to be not even just trans. I think it was trans or gender fluid. I think they included like any
gender non-conforming,
any gender non-conforming status. So 5, and that just shows that they are totally underrepresented among violent criminals. And he was in the middle of being asked that line of questioning where somebody asked him how many do they think it is, and he said too many, which no, it's too few if your argument is that trans people are dangerous. You traitor to this country, Charlie Kirk.
And then he maliciously used the is that counting or not counting gang violence? And then,
right. That's like that sort of disingenuous. It's like, oh, you need to fudge the data in some sort of way to make it so that the person, that's what he was going to do. I bet the person who was asking those questions probably didn't know what the number would be if we included gang violence. Is it enough to suggest that trans people are fucking dangerous? No, I don't know the answer either, but I'm going to sit here and bet not. But that's the Charlie Kirk strategy. It's a little bit of sea lining. Ask questions until they don't know the answer. Declare victory. End of debate. Thank you for debating. Next in line. No, Parker, I don't want to debate you. Next in line. Right? Like the guy was a coward. The guy was afraid of the likes of Parker and Dean. We're gonna talk to David because this episode needs a little spice. Get double tapping away, everybody. Let's see what David's upset about today. How you doing, David?
How did Trump hurt you today?
I don't know. I don't know of anything that Donald Trump has done today.
You sure? You can come up with something, probably.
I don't make things up on the show.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
I don't. Do you think that I do?
You're good with Trump today, then?
No, I just said that he hasn't done anything today. Have I done anything today to upset you, David?
Oh no, other than the misinformation that you give every day.
Right. Okay. So because of the things that I do, pretty much
stay up here too long because I don't want you making money off me. How is the grift going?
Great. Grift is going great.
From the mentally ill people that can't stand an opposite opinion.
I think it's funny that it so upsets you that I'm successful at my job that you have to call my donors mentally ill.
You are a successful grifter. I will give you that.
Okay.
You actually have it down to a science.
There's a lot of analytics studying. There's a lot of formal.
When Trump leaves office,
I think
where does the grift go?
I think it'll probably hurt the grift, but that'll be a good day.
The grift will be over.
I don't think it'll be over. I think it'll become less profitable for a time, but it's already so profitable that I'm not actually that concerned about it not
heal the mental illness.
Yeah, okay.
Because what you're doing right now is you're actually grifting off mentally ill people who have problems with hearing other people.
If I'm grifting off of mentally ill people, it's not the donors, it's you.
What actually are you doing?
Right now, today we're just kind of running an entertainment program.
But why do people give you money?
Well, let's see. Kronos sent me $20, and the reason was too late, bitch, David. He's making money off of you.
Yes, right. I'm up here and you're grifting off me. That's why I'm leaving.
Would you give RJ a shout out? Oh no, he ran. What a bitch. Thank you, Kronos, for getting that quick. Oh, we got another one. We got a couple bucks to the David's a Bitch fund. Thank you, Burger World. Appreciate you. Christy sent $10 to say the paradox of tolerance, such an important concept. Yeah, I'll shout that out every time it gets mentioned. The paradox of tolerance is that we as a society should be a tolerant society, but there's this little paradox about that rule, which is that if you advise for everybody to be tolerant people, they will tolerate people who are intolerant, and that allows intolerant people to really run rampant in a society, and that's really bad. So we should be intolerant of exactly one thing: intolerance. With the exception, of course, then, that we shouldn't be intolerant of people who are being intolerant of intolerance, which, as I just stated it, is a logically consistent, non-paradoxical way to have the rule set. You are allowed to be intolerant of intolerance unless the intolerance that you are being intolerant of is intolerance to intolerance. Write it down on a piece of paper. It is logically consistent. But it's important because it's being tolerant of people like Jake Lang that's so dangerous. It's being tolerant of people like Jaden Scott that's so dangerous because they're fucking dangerous. They're violent, dangerous criminals. Charlie Kirk sucked, but he wasn't a violent, dangerous criminal. He was just a piece of shit. Who spread some very harmful, hateful ideologies, and we could have that ethical conversation about how bad a person is to spread those sorts of ideologies. At what point does it become violent to offer hate speech if it encourages violence, if it causes violence? Because you could say that by the same reasoning, you could say that Hitler wasn't violent because he didn't pull the trigger. But we all know that Hitler was doing some things that we could call violence by being in charge of people who were violent. So there's that ethical concern, but no, Charlie Kirk wasn't out there macing people for their First Amendment right. He was just being a disingenuous asshole on college campuses for the most part. But no, Jake Lang, Jaden Scott, Nick Sorter, Cam Higbee, not even Savannah Hernandez. Savannah Hernandez is a Kirklet, and I'll categorize her the same way. She's not a dangerous, violent criminal, which is why it's bad that she got her ass beat at the Whipple. Because she's never... Not that I know of. I don't know of her physically threatening anybody or anything like that. Metal God sent $5 to say, we are not Charlie Kirk. I didn't get a tracheotomy. Fucking shouldn't have read that one out loud. You got me, Metal Gods. Sean Herbert sent $5 to say, how much money do we have to donate for a David is a bitch flag to be dropped when he calls? We could get a banner. If I had a rope to pull, that'd be fucking funny. Maybe I should just get mad at... Maybe I should be more outspoken about my disdain for Charlie Kirk, because it is so nuclear, but maybe I'm big enough that I can survive it now. David, Cool David, not Bitch David. Cool David donated $50 on Venmo. You still listening, Bitch David? He donated $50 on Venmo. Hey, David, here's some money for Oscar that my mentally ill brain has given me the skill to thrive in the IT world. Are you mad, bitch? Yeah, these people have money to donate. They must be, because I always tell people, don't donate me money if you're... I was broke recently and for a bunch of my adult life. If you're worried about groceries and food, do not send me a fucking dollar. like plain and simple. But David has some money that he likes to spare, and he likes to spare it on the show, and he likes to do it in a way that, you know, honors his name, because he agrees that other David's a total bitch. Kona said, didn't Hitler pull the trigger at least once on himself? Yeah, no, he did. Well, that's the joke, right? Isn't Hitler the guy who killed Hitler? We can give him some points for that. But seriously, David, that's a big donation. Thank you for the $50. Let's see what Lori has to say. Oh, after I read Horsepower's $20 donation, who says, I hope you get a phone soon because I don't have TikTok and I'd love to call in and talk about street epistemology as a friendly. It changed my life and I think it would make the callers calmer and more open. Yeah, phone. I am trying. I think we should do that. We should wrap the show, and after we get the VOD push, we should pop over to a phone store and get that. And then I think if we do it that way, we can just have it delivered there, because I've also been having trouble finding a good address to send a fucking $2,000 phone to, because my address is not good for such things. Oh, Lori, I don't think Lori meant to join. Are we an hour in and we just haven't gotten a call, period? That's wild. What's going on? This is kind of nice, though.
We don't count David because he's not a serious caller. No,
David doesn't count. He's a bitch. Charlie Kirk doesn't deserve grace just because he's gone. No, he doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. Yeah, Paradox of Tolerance agrees that David doesn't count. Lance Matthew says for $5, is TikTok Lite where we call into? Communists often call in with no plan, and I wanted to give my version of it from a Dem socialist. Bitch David again? Yes, bitch David again. He likes to pop by. He must want the attention. Like, why did he call in?
I don't know. But he also is yelling at somebody in chat that they should be giving the money to a homeless vet instead. Guess what, David? That money is going to a veteran.
Yeah. A third of the people who work for Oskar Quentin Studios are veterans. We did it. Inclusivity. Yay. My girlfriend's also a veteran. She was in the Navy. But she got stories, man. Cool. She a badass. But yeah, so it's TikTok for now. We'll get a phone number to like superimpose on the screen to allow people to call. Though we will have to work out like the workflow of that, because it might be whoever's in the, like, I think we're gonna have to do some kind of call screening, because as much as the plan that we have is to pipe in the Google Voice callers. The reason we're getting the phone is not for the phone's phone number. It's to run the TikTok app on it and then pass the calls through it. And we also just need a second flagship iPhone for production reasons, for traveling and getting protest content filmed and stuff. I'm getting another phone that's identical to this one so that I can have continuity where if we use them as an A and a B camera, it'll all look good together. So it's not the phone number. We're going to pipe the calls through the TikTok app. So we're going to have a burner TikTok account in the corner that people can come on the show and say the N-word, and we'll have to kick them. But if the account gets a ding, like whatever, we'll just get another one. But I would still prefer that the calls be somewhat screened so that we don't have to replace the TikTok account every day. Like, that could become a nuisance. So I think we're going to only allow numbers that have caller ID. Scout's honor, we're not going to dox people, because I won't dox people unless they commit crimes on the show. If you threaten me or confess to a rape on the show, then I might find you. To be clear, everybody, we have caught one rapist on the show. That's important. Episode 15, that fucking psychopath who called in, we caught him. We figured him out. We ID'd him. His victim reached out to me. Fucking W internet on that one. No need for help from everybody. We got him. Yeah, so if you call in and like commit a crime on the show or admit to a crime on the show, I might use that caller ID to make a police report or something. But in general, I'm not going to dox people for being a piece of shit on the show. That's just not really in the spirit of what we're doing here. I don't think that's right. Elusive Viper for $2 said, you did the show hungover, MAGA has no chance. Oh yeah, I was like excited for the prompt, because it really was like I almost wanted some of my more difficult callers to call in. Like, I wanted Splinter to call in. I wanted David to call in, so people could just see me like being super fucking over it. Metal God sent $2 to say, except Raven isn't disabled, give kitties and treats.
I am actually 60% disabled according to the government.
Yeah, I didn't want to speak for you, but I know you'd given the disabled vet ID before.
I do. I have some issues that are actually very disabling.
Yeah, well, thank you for your service, Raven.
Thank you for appreciating it.
Tim sent $5 to say, I've always said the joke, man, you think the guy who killed Hitler gets a ticket straight to heaven. Yeah, well, that's a paradox, right? Like, yeah, if I believed in heaven, I don't think Hitler went there. personally. Nor do I think Charlie Kirk went there. Or, actually, if I did believe in heaven, maybe Charlie Kirk did go there because the God of the Bible's a disgusting character, and maybe he was really all about, like, if you read the Bible, like, Charlie Kirk was onto something. He had some of that old school Christian hate. No hate like Christian love, right? Metal God said for $5, someone said I was wrong. I meant it like trans isn't a disability. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah. I don't. Are you feeling? Valid. Yeah. Are you feeling super hurt by that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the.
I also don't go around telling people that I'm a disabled veteran generally. So.
Unless we're trying to get to the front of the line, right?
Right. Exactly.
That's why I hired you. It's for the.
I have definitely used
the military discount.
Disabled veteran parking spots once in a while.
Yeah. Oh man. This is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to do the show without anybody calling in.
Though, on that topic, so many people are so ableist when I use that spot because I don't look physically disabled.
Oh, sure.
But there are times when I literally struggle to walk, and I've had like old ladies like stare at me as I get out of my car. So don't assume people aren't disabled just because they don't look physically disabled.
It's one of those things where like it's not even an issue of. That's not a partisan one. I've had to correct some perfectly socially liberal people in my life and be like, hey, dude, some people's disabilities are invisible. Do not talk shit about somebody. If they have the placard, that's what the placard's for. Like, end of story, man. Like, you don't know how much each one of those steps hurt, and you don't know how difficult maybe it is for such a person to say, it would hurt more to have to sit in a wheelchair, because I don't want to be a person in a wheelchair. Because nobody wants to be in a fucking wheelchair at the end of the day, right? But anyway, yeah, be kind to people who have the placard. Yeah. Runnindeeres. What type of deers? Deers with an extra E. Is that John Deeres? Runnindeeres. How old are you?
25.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
I think his border policies and especially his infrastructure policies in regarding to power plants in the Midwest and around the country.
Okay, which would you like to discuss?
I would actually like to discuss, I would say the Second Amendment.
Oh, so neither of those two things? Do you want to discuss the Second Amendment? Do you think that it was acceptable for Trump to try to take away the Second Amendment from trans individuals?
I think that it stems down to that. I don't think
yes
that,
or no?
No.
You don't think it was okay?
No.
Okay, so far, just with that particular thing covered, it sounds like you don't like Donald Trump's position on the Second Amendment because he thinks he can take it away from people that he doesn't like.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I could say the same thing as the Democrats taking our Second Amendment away. I don't like that either.
Okay, that's fair. You're entitled to that opinion, but I think it's more dangerous to have a president who's going to take guns away from certain groups than it is to have a president who's going to support policies that restrict people's ability to get guns in general, regardless of who they are.
Yep. Yeah. So just based on that statement, do you agree with Democrats taking away the rights of law-abiding citizens? Do you agree with that?
I agree with increasing, making more strict the regulations around firearm purchasing. I disagree generally with the left on their approach to solving gun crimes. I don't think that the regulations that a lot of Democratic politicians push are the right ones.
Yeah, but even just like you stated, is that Trump taking it away from trans? You said trans, right?
Trans individuals, yeah.
Yes. So you're just stating that Trump taking away trans individuals' Second Amendment, right? Isn't that close to the same thing as doing it in general to the law-abiding citizens?
No, because he's not taking them away; he's making them harder to get. I mean, there are some types of firearms that they're trying to ban. Like, I can see what you're saying, but I think you recognize that for somebody to say to you, you are not allowed to own guns at all because of who or what you are, that's very different than saying maybe you aren't allowed to have very big guns, or maybe it's a little harder to get this type of gun, or maybe you need to take this class, or whatever the sorts of policies people on the left are pushing for. The two are miles apart in terms of how that's going to affect most people, because most people who want a firearm don't want a firearm that's at risk of being banned for them. Most people can still go get a rifle or a pistol, just like a normal type of gun. So no, I don't think that the two are in the same ballpark at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, but it if you were to look at it at that standpoint, I think that you're looking at the concept of the details rather than the whole principle at itself.
Oh yeah, I have this terrible fucked up thing. It's like really wrong with me. I'm obsessed with details. I don't talk about important things without looking at the details.
I'll take that with a grain of salt.
I know it's frustrating, but we do look at the details on the
It's not frustrating. I understand that. I get that. So based on the generalization of trans people getting their Second Amendment taken away because of Trump, like you stated, would be the same concept of that as the whole of the Second Amendment getting taken away when Democrats push it against law-abiding citizens that are perfectly fine and have shown over history that they can do it well beyond, cooperate with the law. And
I don't think that we as a population have demonstrated that we're responsible with firearms at all. I think we have a real serious problem with firearms and crimes related to them in this country. I think that deserves some sort of legislative attention. And as I said, I kind of disagree with the approach that the left has to it often. I think that they fail to really consider what the effect on those statistics would be. I'm really concerned about the number of minors who die to firearms crimes, and the public is way too focused on school shootings, because as horrible as they are, I will just inform you, I just finished being a high school teacher. Running lockdown drills with kids is scary. I'm obviously fucking deeply moved every time there's a fucking school shooting, but if I want to reduce the number of minors who are killed by firearms, going after the sorts of firearms that are used in school shootings is not an effective data-driven way to achieve that outcome. Making sure that it's harder for young people to get pistols who live in cities is a better way to fix that problem. Just if we go if we just go by the numbers.
Gotcha. So I appreciate that you're a teacher. I have a significant other that is a teacher, and I do understand the concept and the principle of where you could be and where you stand. But based on what you said in your statement in regarding to being afraid and how people recently, which by the way, this has been, how should I say it in the most generalized way, is that, pew-pew shootings have been popular recently because people think that's a way of an expression or their motive or their plan. But here's the thing is that
I don't understand what you just said.
In other words, is that just because someone's motive, and it's been a trend to do something like that in a public setting or a school, doesn't make it okay. See, there's laws in place, and the problem is that you can't confiscate and actually go against, because, by the way, to bring you a little bit more detail, is that in 1803, Marbury versus Madison, it was established that any law, in which this was by Congress, that any law conflicts the Constitution is invalid. So even just generalizing any law against the Second Amendment is unconstitutional, and it's it's taking away our second rights.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
I'm gonna land my plane. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna land my plane. I'll respect you. To finish my point is that, yes, it's been a hot topic. Yes, it's concerning for me because I do a very serious job where I can come across a public or a person or a patron and have to deal with it. So when it comes to, this nature that we're living in the 20th century where this has been a problem, see, it's not the pew-pew. It's not the firearms problem, because if you look at the statistics in Chicago, which is my neighboring city, Chicago,
air traffic control is declaring an emergency on your behalf. I'm going to request that you land at the nearest airport.
Hold on, Oskar. Hold on. I'm going to land my plane.
Please do.
Statistics show is that even with the AR banned in the state of Illinois, which is unconstitutional because, number one, I can go on more on that, but to make my point is that Illinois has an AR ban, right? Like other states. Yet, Illinois has the most amount of unalives by what caliber? A 9mm. So if I'm gonna have to, if I ban the AR, that's not the problem. It's not the mass problems or the mass shootings that are occurring. What the problem is the people. See, that's the failed part of your administration that you vote for.
I'm not following you. The chat's not following you. I'm just telling you that we don't even know where you are.
Oscar, I'm landing my plane.
Okay.
So it's your administration. It's your agenda. When it comes down to,
I don't think you know what my agenda is.
Well, hold on. Is that when you're afraid of school shootings or whatever, you vote for the party that defunds the police.
Yeah, I
I
pointed out that people's emotional reactions to school shootings make sometimes decisions about gun policy that I disagree with. It's not my agenda you're talking about.
So hold on. That's your opinion that you say that you disagree with. But in the general gist of it is that you have a flag of probably your home state, but you vote for a guy and you like that party that wants to defund the police, but yet you're scared just alone of your workplace of something happening. So if you defund the police and you're scared of something, do you see how that's kind of contradicting and the problem here? I mean, Illinois dropped down.
I do not understand the argument you're making. You are doing a terrible job advocating for yourself, and your inability to allow me to moderate the conversation is not helping you. If you'd let me interrupt you earlier, people would maybe understand what the fuck you're talking about, but I genuinely don't.
Oh, that's fine. That's not my problem. That's their problem.
It is your problem.
So, no, it's not my problem. It's
you
their
don't want to be understood.
I'm having a conversation with you. That's your
but my job is to have conversations that lots of people watch, and it actually sounds to me like you agree with some of my positions on gun control. I just don't really think that you're making a lot of sense. I don't think you're making a cohesive argument for me to.
Please elaborate, Oscar. What part of my statement that you're confused about, and I can restate it. Elaborate.
You have some big feelings about this issue, but I don't really see how a lot of the talking points you brought up connected to each other. I don't know what you're trying to argue to me.
What I'm trying to argue is that.
Are we talking about defunding the police? That's a very different topic to me.
That's a statement that I brought up because you said
it's a talking point you brought up, and I don't see how it connects.
Hold on, Oscar. It's really simple to make it connect. You're looking too far down the rabbit hole.
I'm politely asking you to tell me how it connects.
All right, I'll connect it for you, okay? So first thing is that came on a live, I stated 2 points, and I said, no, we're going to talk about the Second Amendment, okay? So this stemmed off the Second Amendment because number one is that you mentioned in the live that you're a teacher and you're scared of mass shootings in school, okay? And I said, you know what? I totally agree with you because I have a significant. Oscar, hold on.
I'm actually just going to
help you out here.
I'm going to try to help out you out. It's my show. I'm ordering you to listen to me right now. What do you mean you gotta? It's my show. I am ordering you to use your ears instead of your mouth so that people can understand. I'm going to ask you to just remind my audience why I brought up my connection to schools when we were talking about school shootings. I want to make sure you were listening because it doesn't sound to me like you were listening to what I said.
So
why did I bring it up? Answer that question.
You brought it up because you're scared of possible school shootings.
That's not why I brought it up. I brought it up to demonstrate that because people are generally afraid of school shootings, they tend to make emotionally driven policies about gun control that I don't think are the best ones. And I pointed out that as somebody who's connected to the education system, you might expect me to make such a mistake, but I don't. That's why I brought it up. I think if you were listening more carefully, instead of trying to gather up all these talking points to regurgitate, you maybe would have understood that, and you would have taken your plane off in a direction that made sense.
Gotcha. Well, okay, so in regards to that, I mean, my question to you is that how can you vote for predominantly a less good party, which they're Dixiecrats now, they're not Democrats, Dixiecrats. So why would you vote for a party that is stripping our Second Amendment away, which you stated earlier that Trump was trying to take the Second Amendment away from, which, by the way, statistically, if you want to go off statistics, as you guys are all statistics, based on statistics, is that trans people actually commit they commit suicide. Not only that.
Oh, fuck, dude. You can't say that word on TikTok. I have to kick you. Shit.
Oh, no.
No, call back another day. Seriously, that one wasn't me. I have to kick people who say the S word. You have to say self-unaliving. It's very fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That was going somewhere. Actually, one of the ways in which there are too many gun deaths is because of self-unaliving, and pistols are the problem for that. I brought it up fucking earlier. For fuck's sake.
Also, if I could just debunk the propaganda he was about to spew about the trans statistics.
I'll pull up the fucking article. You do it.
He was talking about the unaliving rates. And the statistics that they like to say are that even after transition, that the unaliving rates actually potentially go up. But that's just straight out a lie. They go significantly down, and any issues that trans people have after transitioning are 99% of the time solely based on societal pressure, not regret of their transition.
Yeah, but they're not interested in actually learning like what the data about those cases. And then here's the separate thing that came up earlier, which I don't think this is exactly where that caller was going, but I just want to put it on the screen because we were talking about it. Because this is what Charlie Kirk was being asked about the moment he died, was this piece of information, which is that across a little more than a decade, from 2013 to 2025, the Gun Violence Archive reported on all of these mass shootings and found that of 5,700 of them, 5 of them were perpetrated by somebody who was confirmed to be transgender or non-binary, which is wildly underrepresentative because you could take 5,700 people out of the population and expect them to be, you'd expect more than 5 of them to be trans or non-binary. So this is a pie chart in case you can't see it. Can I open the image in a new tab? Because we have to zoom in to be able to see that there's a single pixel red sliver that represents the violence perpetrated by trans people. Furthermore, this got mentioned in one of the donations I'm about to read, but I'll jump to it first. Somebody pointed out a well-regulated militia, you dum-dum, is what it says in the Second Amendment. Because my position on the Second Amendment is that it needs an amendment. Guns, firearms, arms meant something so different in the 1700s that I don't think it's fair to look at the Second Amendment and say I'm allowed to have an AK-47 because it says so in the Second Amendment when such technology didn't exist yet. The idea of an automatic weapon was like science fiction nonsense to the founding fathers. So, and I think that we've had Supreme Court precedent that has gotten us to allowing an AK-47 because of the Second Amendment. I just think that the stack of precedent that depends on the Second Amendment has become so top heavy where what it says in the Second Amendment doesn't fucking matter anymore. The only thing that matters is all the Supreme Court precedent that has incrementally expanded the reach of the Second Amendment in such a way that the founding fathers wouldn't recognize it anymore. And I think that's due correction. I actually, controversially, think the same thing about the First Amendment because the founding fathers weren't aware of what the internet was going to be. And there is no town square anymore. You cannot go stand on a box on the street corner and get your voice heard. I'm standing on a box called TikTok getting my voice heard, and that gives them the First Amendment right to control my speech, which is why I had to end that potentially productive conversation, even if it wasn't productive for the caller. We had to end that conversation because the First Amendment allows TikTok to ban my account because I let him on my show after saying the S word. That maybe needs correction. Maybe I should be able to, maybe we can recognize that companies that control utilities like power and water used to be private organizations, but we recognize that utilities are so important that we regulate those companies in such a way that they aren't allowed to do unfair things to their customers. And I think we're getting to the point where social media is a utility for speech, and the government needs to recognize that with some regulations that make it harder for TikTok to quell speech that's unfavorable to them or their advertisers. What is the S word? It's not a slur. It's just TikTok doesn't really like conversations about self-unaliving. That's the S word that I'm talking about. I've seen a couple of hosts get away with it, but everybody has slightly different rules, and I'm just like super not willing to risk it on this account. But follow the backup account if you want to maybe be able to participate in that episode after this account gets banned. It'll happen. But we got loads of people watching on YouTube. We got 328 people watching on YouTube. All right, let's get through some donations because we don't have any callers. Kronos sent $5 to say, all right, I've been up for 29 hours. Take a damn rest, Kronos. And I want to be alive for my members only tonight, so I'm going to go to sleep. Night all. Hopefully I'll see you all later. I'll catch you later, Kronos. Get some fucking sleep. Tim Davidson sent $5 to say, let's compromise. You can have as many muzzle-loader muskets as you want. The rest should be removed. How's that? Well, yeah, once again, it's like if you're going to use these old school things. For Runnindeeres Parachute Fund, $2. Thank you, Elusive Viper, for that. Tavi sent, the plane landed with no landing gear. Yeah, that caller was fucking Amelia Earhart. That's a joke from Raven. She put that in the little producer's chat on the side screen. Fucking Amelia Earhart over here. Tim Davidson sent $2 to say, I'm 10 miles from Uvalde, Texas. Cops don't help. Yeah, I didn't really know where he was going by bringing up like defunding the police, because I'm not like, I am in favor of police reform. When I say defund the police, I think it's because the police are too expensive for what they accomplish. So I do think we should defund the police. I don't think we should abolish the police. I think society does need a police force. I kind of feel the same way I do about ICE, though, where it's like maybe new people. Maybe we start over. Maybe we get some professionals who are good at dealing with people who are in crisis to handle. Like, that's the thing. 90% of the things that a police officer does, you don't need a gun for. Like, that's what it is. Like, if we, nobody shoots the mailman for bringing them a letter from the IRS. Like, why does the cop have to have a gun to just write somebody a fucking ticket for like most things. England has taught us that you can deal with a rowdy street of drunk bar patrons with cops with batons and mace, and that's safer for society.
My plan is like, why can't 911 just be an agency where you call in with anything and they determine which agency needs to be sent out?
Well, it already is. They determine whether you need medical or fire or police or something else. Like maybe you need city works or something like that. And the umbrella that's covered by the things that the police are used for should be divided into a bunch of different groups, because there's a bunch of like emotional crisis stuff that they do. It's like, I can recognize that a paramedic's job isn't always going to be to like fight a guy, so the police have to secure a scene before the paramedics can come help. I could see it just being somebody's job other than a police officer to help in those sorts of situations.
Right, just security personnel.
Yeah, I want like an armored up dude who has like a black belt in jiu-jitsu helping the person who's like, oh, we've got a guy with a knife in his own apartment and then he's in a standoff with the police. Send in the guy who's a black belt in something who's wearing a Kevlar suit. Like, get him, Like, that would be so much better than fucking shooting him for lunging. Like, that's just a better fucking solution. So yeah, but callers like that aren't interested in nuanced discussions. Like, he was really straw-manning me with a bunch of stuff he was mad about the left saying or doing about firearms, and I'm just like, hold on, buddy, you're talking to me. And he's like, I don't care about the audience, I'm talking to you. And it's like, you're not even doing a good job of talking to me. I also do not understand it when people call into my show and say that they're just talking to me and they're like not interested in the audience. And I'm like, you don't want the people watching you to understand you? Like, why not? Jared, thank you for the $20. For Raven, the stunning and beautiful. Don't get, oh, and then it cut off. Thank you, Venmo, for making me refresh this one. Don't get jealous, Oscar. You're beautiful too. I know. Oh man, did we get any cash ups? Slow show today. Kind of chill. Kind of dig having a show like this every once in a while. There's Raven. Here, wait, you gotta crouch down if you want to be on the YouTube one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
Hi, friends.
There we go. Hello, Raven. Oh, and we got a repost from Dean. Get me some callers, Dean. I haven't banned all of your trolls. Thank you for the galaxy, Arthur. Yeah. I don't know. We've even reset the prompt today because people aren't calling in. I don't know what's going on. And maybe a repost from Dean should help. But I'm looking at the follower count for today's episode, and it looks to me like we're not on the For You page. But I could be wrong. But yeah, the amendment things is just like, I'm not impressed by anybody who brings me that the Second Amendment is this like ironclad thing that needs to be respected like that, when they support the party that's so flagrantly trying to violate people's First, Fourth, Fifth, 10th, and 14th Amendment rights through things like ICE and these other actions to do with the president trying to control mail-in voting and stuff like that. Like anything that the president's trying to do to control the way the states run their elections is a violation of the Constitution. Not even the amendment rights. It's kind of a 10th Amendment states' rights violation, but like the actual election rules that are described in the articles of the Constitution are being violated by that. So yeah, no fucking good. Bella, thank you for sharing the live with everybody you know. And Kronos, thank you for the $2 saying hi, Raven, from sleeping Kronos. Go back to sleep, Kronos. We want you in fighting shape for the members only stream later.
Come say hi to me then.
Yeah. That's gonna be after the 7 p.m. Central Time evening show that we're gonna do on YouTube only with Ian Austin, protest buddy, who I happened to catch after his court hearing last week, where he got his restrictions increased. So he is banished. He can't go back to Delaney Hall in New Jersey. So we're gonna talk about that stuff. We're gonna talk about the weaponization of the Department of Justice against protesters and against other people generally. But yeah. Should I do the ad read? I feel like I should do the ad read after a good call, and I just feel uncomfortable doing it. But there is a link tree in my bio where you can support me by following me for free on all the other platforms. We're not too far from 10K on YouTube. We're like 8K or something, and it is just creeping up all the time. So even if you're a TikTok watcher, you should go follow me there, just because I'm excited to get that 10K. Let's hear from PunchNazis, because I know I think it was firearms he wanted to get a word in edgewise, but I think we're kind of just doing a friendly episode today.
Also, we do have an advertisement that we still have to run.
Oh yes, yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that right as we sign off, so that people can go do that thing I want them to do. And thanks for the follows on YouTube. PunchNazis, are you there?
Hey Oscar, how you doing today, brother?
Doing good. You got to tell me how old you are. I don't think I've had you up before.
I am 44. I thought I've been up before briefly.
He was.
But yeah,
my mistake.
I'm 44.
Yeah, I know you were friendly.
Yeah. I tried coming up a couple days ago when 2A was the topic of discussion. Something that doesn't get talked about enough is what folks in the PPU community refer to as either an AD or an ND, which stands for accidental discharge or negligent discharge. Most incidents are negligent discharge, meaning the person was negligent. They were doing something stupid, and they were, they did something to make the PPU go off. Statistically in America, like the odds of being hurt in an incident of negligent discharge is so much higher than being in some sort of mass shooter event or having to defend yourself with a pew-pew. Ask me how I know. I've almost been pew-pewed 3 times. I'm a civilian. I am not law enforcement. I am not ex-military. I've almost been pew-pewed 3 separate times. Once I was sitting in my trailer playing Call of Duty, and my neighbor was playing with an AR-15 in his living room in his apartment, and he sailed a 5.56 round literally 3 feet over my head. And that round went through his apartment wall, through 4 2x10s in my trailer and all the drywall and everything associated, and lodged itself in the next trailer over. So that particular incident, was talking with the sheriff, because every officer in my small town responded. And the sheriff, he said, "Oh, this kind of thing happens all the time.
Well, and these people are so stuck on the Second Amendment that they can't hear a story like yours and be like, maybe we should address that. Maybe we should work harder to teach people who own AK-47s or whatever gun it was to not negligently discharge. Because I'm aware of, and I really like to push to move away from saying accidental discharge, because it sounds a little too like, oopsie daisies, I almost killed my neighbor. Whereas negligent discharge rightfully puts the fault on the person, whoever was responsible for that weapon, negligently allowed it to discharge in a situation where it shouldn't have. And that's a better way to look at it.
Yes, and usually an accidental discharge more refers to a mechanical failure of some sort with the firearm. So think like if it was like a SIG P320 and it did go off by itself, that would be an accidental discharge where, like I said, 95% of the scenarios that involve, a pew-pew going off unintentionally, it's negligent. It's not accidental. And so, like I said, I like to tell people my real world experiences of, going from being pinned down by sniper fire in Call of Duty to literally diving on the floor because a real one just whizzed over your head. It's quite the surreal experience, and I don't recommend it to anybody. And I say that as an ardent pro 2A leftist that owns pew-pews myself, including ARs. Not everybody should have them. I don't agree with bans, but I damn sure think that we need to, up the bar for who we allow to have weapons like that. Because after I went through my incident, after I talked to the sheriff and he told me that he said, "Oh yeah, this happens all the time," and I remember having like a terror streak that like went right down my spine, and I remember looking out around the neighborhood. And I was visualizing in my head how many of these people are sitting in their living room playing with a loaded weapon right now that's being aimed my direction, and I have no idea.
Right.
And when you look at how armed a society we are, and you look out into a neighborhood and you visualize that and wonder how many people are sitting here playing with an AR or some other, platform that's fully loaded, and they're sitting there dicking around with it, LARPing in their house, which, who doesn't love a good LARP session, but unload your freaking gun if you're going to do it. And some people don't even have that much smarts.
And the Second Amendment thing, like, it's not, the spirit of the Second Amendment isn't you having a cool toy to play with, because with whatever little pinch of libertarian bent I might have, just because I do think that the libertarians are onto something when they say that people should be able to do what they want. I just say as long as it doesn't fuck anybody else over, which is where we disagree about everything. But like, I can accept the argument that you want a big scary gun just because it's cool. I can accept that you want to shoot beer cans in your backyard. Like, that's fine. But if that's the reason, I don't give a shit about what the Constitution says about it, because that sounds like a privilege to me. You know, if you want a car, you have to prove to the state that you're not going to crash it. Probably, like, you have to take some sort of test, and you have to go perform well using it, and then they give you a little piece of plastic you can carry around to show that you're a responsible car user. And it varies so much state to state. Some states have pretty reasonable approaches to what a person has to do to get a firearm. But yeah, you should, you know, if your gun went off while you were cleaning it, there's a rule that you broke that if you didn't break, it wouldn't have discharged, which is why it's negligence and should be treated as such.
Yeah. I mean, the other time I was actually at a public shooting range, federal land, and I went out about 100 yards to go set out my steel target, and I was crouched down. I was out there messing with the base of it, crouched down behind some scrub brush. Apparently, the other people on the line did not see that I had went out there and didn't realize I was still out there. And the guys next to us, one of them mag dumped an AR about 30 yards away ish from where I was standing on the hillside. So that was a lot of fun to deal with that as well. So third time was just happen chance. I was driving in my pickup, and somebody was popping off shotgun shells, and I stopped my pickup and said to my buddy, "Man, it sounds like somebody's popping off a shotgun over there." And right as I said that, a round of birdshot landed right on the roof, like right above our heads, and just pelted the whole roof of my truck. And I said, "All right, time to go."
Yeah. People being irresponsible, and people. A lot of guns that make it to the black market are guns that weren't stored properly. They get stolen out of people's vehicles and stuff, and it's just.
Yes.
I'm not saying that it should be necessarily against the law to have an unsecured firearm in your center console or something. It's just better responsibility better responsibility from gun owners would make a big difference for gun crimes and gun incidents, if we're going to include negligent discharges and not call that necessarily like a violent intentional crime. But I just think people get their heart, I just can't help but keep pointing out the hypocrisy that it's the very people who are so staunch about the Second Amendment who don't seem to care that Trump is violating the First Amendment in certain ways, or that he's violating the 10th Amendment, or whatever, these constitutional violations that I complain about on the show all the time. There seems to be a real double standard about the Second Amendment.
Well, and I appreciate greatly that you mentioned Trump trying to take away pew-pews from trans individuals. But what I would like to also see a part of that conversation that I don't think gets talked about nearly enough is that Trump tried to take away pew-pews from cannabis users, from legal cannabis users.
That was another one that didn't get brought up. No, I was just quick challenge to somebody in the chat. Who is it? Justin Howard? Get up here, dude. Like, you're gonna get muted by one of them. Oh yeah, Will just muted him because we're having a conversation where it's me and a friendly, because we don't have any ops calls right now. But if you're ops to this conversation, he said I don't know what I'm talking about. Hit the button and tell us that how I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I have some idea of what I'm talking about. No, I don't think he's gonna come.
So yeah, that was my kind of point, is that the one that would have affected cannabis users is exponentially more, much higher percentage of the population, and I don't think enough right-leaning cannabis enthusiasts, 2A enthusiasts, understand that Trump literally tried to say that you were unstable and that you don't deserve a Second Amendment right. Because
I did have to kick you because you said the word. You got to be careful about talking about substances. You can't say the C word. We can talk about the green substance. We can talk about the green stuff. So I appreciate you hopping up your band for the day. Love you. Though, yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely horrible. Also, it just absolutely doesn't consider that if we're going to talk about substance use, almost said it, the green stuff is not the dangerous one. It's alcohol. The firearms deaths related to substance use are not usually to do with the green stuff. That's just a way to, I think that the pearl clutching conservatives that are still like super anti-green stuff are kind of some, one of the last strongholds in terms of Trump's dedicated voting base. Not supposed to be able to run for a third time, but when I say his dedicated voting base, I mean they're going to vote for Republicans that support him. They're going to vote for a president that he endorses next year or next election cycle. Paradox of tolerance. Is it too early for a beer? That's a personal decision. I would say it is for me. But yeah, you know, people just don't make violent mistakes when they're on the green stuff to nearly the degree that they do when they're on alcohol. So yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, they're talking about it in the chat here. You're not allowed to say the names of any illicit substances on TikTok. It's one of the things they're actually super strict on. So I didn't catch it for a moment there. Because again, it just feels like it should be okay. This is the sort of thing we were talking about with the First Amendment. It's silly that the president can be a rapist, but people can avoid using the word rapist so that their shorts do better financially or in the algorithm or whatever. You know, the shorts are doing better on TikTok. Like the main account, this account's starting to get pretty good views on the shorts. The shorts are doing great on Instagram and Facebook. That's where most of my audience comes from at the end of the day. YouTube, not so much, because YouTube's very strict on the shorts. Like, not all my shorts get demonetized because I say words like rape and kill and murder and stuff like that. And I'm just not willing to bleep it. I'd rather have, I quibble sometimes over whether it would be worth doing some sort of censorship or bleeping just to get better reach, because I truly don't care enough about the money. The show makes good money. The donors make it so that I don't have to sit here and worry about like censoring myself in a way that makes the content itself more profitable. So to be totally clear, we are going to talk to Justin Howard. He showed up. Oh, nice. But yeah, I'm very thankful for the donors who've made it so that I don't actually have to like worry too much about those like certain things. I am going to thank some donors before I talk to Justin Howard, so give me just a second, because we have had some come in during that previous conversation, because Mason sent me, I think that's how this name is pronounced, I'm not sure. Splitting up the police department is exactly what happened in the past with paramedics and police. Definitely look into the history of how we defunded police in the past. It gives a great model for modern issues we're still seeing. Keep up what you're doing. Love your show. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo. And yeah, I should do some more research on it, because I don't know specifically how it happened and like how the change made, how the people wanted it, or whatever exactly happened to make that happen. But I am aware that was originally what happened. And yeah, we just need more of it. Society's getting better. We can hire more specialized people to do more specialized tasks. And I think we're just at a point where it is obvious that like the biggest thing that we need to take away from police officers is their response to mental health crises. I recognize that might be a combat job. That might be a scary job. That might be a job that somebody with some equipment and some training might need to do that isn't a paramedic or firefighter. I don't think it should be a police officer. I don't think it should be the same people who serve warrants on people who are known to be armed and dangerous. It's not the same job. Kronos Melanin Fund, $2 from Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. And calling you out, sent $2 to say, Subaru morning, much of the opposition is in church. Could be. But Justin Howard is here, so I will send you the invitation to unmute. You can tell us how old you are, and I think we're going to keep talking about gun rights.
I'm 42 and you're an idiot, bro. You're just a fucking idiot about gun rights and defunding the police, bro.
Okay. Why is that?
You're just a fucking idiot.
Okay, why is that?
Because if you defund the police, you might as well do the fucking job yourself.
I think that we still do need police. I think that there's a few things that we spend a lot of money on for policing that I don't think the police should be doing, and that's why I wanted to defund the police.
You do know that if they get a call and the guy is armed, they have like less than a split second to decide what they're going to do. And half of them don't even use their pew. They use a taser.
I recognize that police are important to a society, obviously. Yep.
No, you don't, dude. You're just a fucking idiot.
Do you not believe me when I say that?
You're just an idiot, bro.
Why are you telling me that I believe something that I don't?
Because you're about defund the police, dude. That's all you guys are about.
Right, but I think that there's a bunch of things that we should have different experts than police officers do, like respond to mental health crises.
It's crisis, not crises.
Crises is the plural of crisis.
It's crisis, bro. It's crisis.
It's crises if it's plural.
Crisis. If you want to argue about it, dude, we could argue about it too.
We are arguing about it.
You're just a fucking idiot, bro. Like,
okay.
Like, go get a real job, bro. Go get a real job. Go work.
Just to be clear.
Work at Best Buy or Target.
Just to be clear, when I say that I want to defund the police, you know that I don't mean completely, right?
You do, dude.
You're telling me that. I'm sitting here preaching on my show that I don't want that.
Then when someone breaks in your house, bro, don't call the cops. Then
that's the sort of thing that cops are good for. That's what I've been talking about.
If someone breaks in your house, bro, do not call the cops.
No, I think you should call the cops if somebody breaks into your house.
You just said you wanted to defund the police. So if
right, but I'm asking to clarify. I don't think you understand.
If your house is on fire, don't call the fire department.
I think that's silly.
How about that?
I preach all the time about how I think the fire department's a really good example of how we use taxpayer money to provide for experts to come and respond
But
to
you're
things.
all about to fund the police,
but
dude.
do you understand that defunding the
You're
police
a fucking idiot.
Do you understand that defunding the police
You're a
is
fucking
different
idiot,
than
bro.
abolishing the police? I don't want to abolish the police.
Yeah, you do. If you want to defund the police, dude, you want to abolish them.
I don't. I don't want to
Yes,
defund
you
them.
do.
Why do you keep saying that I believe something that I don't?
Because that's all you Dems want is defund the police,
But
dude.
I don't like the
Don't call
Democrats as a
cops when
group.
someone
I
breaks
don't
in your
identify
house.
as an
When someone's
establishment
coming at you
Democrat.
with
I'm
the
highly
knife,
critical
if
of
someone's coming at
Democrats.
you- If someone's coming at
Sir,
you with the knife, bro, don't call
What
the
is the
goddamn
purpose of a
cops.
conversation where you're not interested in hearing what I actually think? You're
Oh,
telling
so
me
you
what I
don't-
believe.
You don't like when someone talks over you, but you can talk over them. You don't like that, huh, bro?
Well, I mean,
see, your Dems are the same. You guys could talk over
actually,
people,
hold on,
but the
everybody.
fact-
Justin,
See, look,
my
there you go,
caller,
talking over me.
Justin wants to abolish all gun ownership.
I didn't say that, bro.
No, yes, you do. All of
No,
you
I
are alike.
didn't.
You all think that way.
No, I did
obviously,
not.
obviously, he wants to
I
abolish
said-
all firearm ownership. This guy's against the Second Amendment. Can you guys believe that?
I am not against the Second Amendment,
He clearly
bro.
is. No, you all are, dude. Of course.
Oh my God, you're a fucking idiot.
No, I think you're a fucking idiot.
jackass.
And you don't
You're a
support the
fucking
Second
idiot.
Amendment.
You're the dumbest motherfucker I know.
You're gonna get a harassment and bullying flag. Watch out. But no, clearly you don't support the Second Amendment.
Yeah,
you want all
because
guns.
you're
This guy,
fucking
guys, everybody
moderated.
point.
See, look,
everybody
exactly
point and
what I
laugh.
taught.
This guy wants to get rid of all firearms in the United States. He wants to melt them all down and turn them into participation
I did not
trophies.
say that. What I said was, next time someone breaks in your house, do not call
No,
the fucking
clearly,
cops, you
I'm
idiot.
trying to listen in. All I'm hearing is that you want to abolish all firearm ownership.
No, I never said that, dude.
You clearly
I'm
did,
telling
though.
you.
I know you.
No, I didn't.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course
you're
you
a
did,
fucking
man.
Idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Of course you did.
You're a
Am I?
fucking jackass.
Chat, let me know. Am I crazy? Let me know if I'm not making any sense here. I'm pretty sure that he said he wants to abolish all firearms.
I never said that. Did that come out of my mouth?
Clearly, that's what you believe, though.
No.
No, clearly.
I own some pew pew.
No,
bro.
no, you were saying that I have no
Well,
idea
I know
what
how
I'm
to-
talking
I know how
about,
to
and I
treat
don't
them.
want to abolish all firearms. So clearly, if you think I'm such a nincompoop, it's because you want to abolish all firearms. Obviously. You guys all heard it, right? Everybody in the chat. Look, the chat says they heard it.
All I'm saying is, next time somebody breaks in your house, bro, do not call the cops. Don't call the cops. Do that shit. Do what you gotta do. Get them out on your own, but don't call the cops. 'cause you're all about
Okay, so
defunding the
like to
police.
be serious for a moment, like why were you telling me that I believe things that I don't?
You do, bro. You do. You don't want the cops, dude.
I don't
you don't
believe
want
you.
The cops, so
I don't believe that I believe that. You're telling me what I believe. What the fuck, dude?
dude, go play your Call of Duty. You're a fucking jackass, bro. You're a fucking idiot.
I used to be pretty good at Call of Duty. Fucking Black Ops 2 is my shit.
Yeah, go play that, bro. Maybe that'll get you some more money other than being on fucking
Thank you,
here
David, for the
talking
$5.
nonsense.
Justin Howard, why do you come up
Yeah,
on
there you
Oscar's
go.
show and say we should ban all firearms? That's messed up, man. Yeah, David agrees. It's really fucked up that you said that.
I didn't say that. There you go, manipulating like you guys always fucking do.
Sir, do you generally not
Fucking
see
idiot.
the irony of me doing the same thing to you that you were doing to me? Do you not get the joke that we're doing?
I didn't manipulate anything, dude.
That doesn't answer my question. Do you get the joke that I'm telling by lying openly in front of my audience about what you believe?
Because it's not a joke, dude. It's telling the truth.
He actually doesn't get it. That's crazy.
If you want to defund the police, do not call them when somebody breaks in your house.
I don't want to abolish the police. You didn't even acknowledge whether or not there's a difference between
No, you
abolishing.
want to defund them, dude. That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. Why are you not interested in learning what I actually believe?
Because you don't believe in shit. You guys are all the fucking same.
Lucky Phil sent $1 to say adds episode 15 to watch later. It is a hard episode. Trigger. I got banned, surely. What's going on? How we doing, YouTube? Am I banned from TikTok Live? Is he still going? Get him kicked. Can you get him kicked on your phone? I don't know if the software just crashed or what, because that's not normally what happens when I get a ban. What?
I disconnected.
Yeah, that's not normally what happens when I get a ban. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go live. Let's see. See what the live chat says over on YouTube. The video, for everybody listening on YouTube, the video is passed through the TikTok software. You're on live now. Oh, where am I on live? That's not right.
It says continue live.
Continue live. I think the software just crashed. I don't think that was a ban. Yeah, I think the software just crashed. Yeah, I thought I was banned. That was fun. I don't think we're gonna let that guy back. Yeah, I thought I was banned, everybody. I genuinely, like, the software just disappeared on my desktop. It just like closed. I think that was just like a software bug. It came back. And YouTube, you guys should have been able to hear the audio all the way through. We might be without the video file for TikTok might be corrupted, but that's okay. We didn't get any clips from that. Maybe we did.
I think so.
David or the, I mean, that guy.
That guy I could clip.
Well, the bit about me like joking about him saying that I believe, he kept on saying things where I'm like, oh, that's not actually what I believe, and then not believing me when I said it. And I don't know if the bit fits in 3 minutes for a clip. So
there was another portion right before that where you clearly explain what you were trying to say, and then he just absolutely rejects it, like, mentally.
Yeah, we'll see. We can always clip from the YouTube VOD. I mean, it would just be formatted differently visually, but that's fine.
Cognitive dissonance clips tend to do well.
Yeah. Do I have guest access? I still have guest access. I'm good. I don't think that was an account issue, everybody. I do just think the software crashed because it like abruptly turned off, and then it didn't give me a warning of any kind. And when I logged back, when I opened it up again, it said continue live. I didn't even have to set up a new one. Let's see. I've already got people in the request queue. There's me. Yeah, we're good to go. That was weird. That's never happened before. Isn't it nice that we record the show in 2 different ways, so that when one of the softwares crash, we don't lose the episode? Yay! How fantastic! My goodness. All right. If you like the show, Linktree in the bio, you can follow me for free on the other platforms. YouTube, trying to get 10K on YouTube, trying to get 10K on the backup account, so make sure you're following Oskar Quentin Music. And if you want to send me money, Venmo, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, or Patreon. Buy Me a Coffee's international. Lots of people were asking about that for a while. Lori sent me $7 to say the guest Justin is such a great example of how extremely disingenuous some people are, and of someone who thinks he's smarter than others and actually isn't too bright. Yeah, like why did he call in to just tell me, oh, that's what you Dems believe? And it's like, I'm right here talking to you right now, telling you that I don't believe in that and I don't want that, and you're just gonna fucking fight it. David sent $5 to say, I just went to the r/firearms subreddit and advised them all. Justin Howard 79 on TikTok wants to ban all firearms in America. Which, again, you know what? Fuck him, right? Like if that's kind of a disingenuous, mean thing for David to do, that's what that caller was doing to me. He was calling in and saying, you want this? And I'm saying, oh, nope, don't want that at all. And he just doesn't believe me. Justin Howard is back in the request queue. People can let me, I don't know. I was a little worried that he was the reason we got the ban, but he was kind of fun. I think we should continue the conversation. But I will take a moment to read the donations before I allow him to speak. So please pipe down. We're gonna test, too much background noise, dude. Do I have to mute you? I was gonna see if you could just listen and not speak up while it's not your turn. He's teacupped, so he's not gonna make any noise. Kronos up for 30 hours today. How long am I going today? Not going super long today. We
talking shit, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna mute you while I read the donations. So unless you will be kicked from the show if you can't pipe down while I read the donations. So if you want to stay on, you need to shut the fuck up while I thank the people who make the show possible. Thank you.
Hey, you're gonna talk to me like a little kid, bitch. Straight up.
So you get kicked. Like, you could have called me a little bitch or whatever you wanted to call me. That's fine. That's allowed after I read the donations. But because you didn't, now you get kicked. Justin Howard wants to ban all firearms. Moron. Yeah, isn't that funny? Thank you, One Tall Queer, for the $2. And then Mr. Fancy USA said, even the software couldn't handle the caller's confusion. I agree. User, I don't know how to read this username, but I appreciate the $5 on the message, which just says you rock. Thank you very much. The software was on Deere's plane. Yeah, got too far away for service. I think that's all for donations right now. Forgive me if I missed one. I'll get to it towards the end. All right, we'll bring Justin Howard back in just because he's entertaining.
Also, he's proven the sign right today.
Yeah, right? So the reliability with which these people...
Hey, that girl could shut the fuck up too, homie. Little bitch.
How kind
Dude, you're going to get a harassment and bullying flag. Sorry, go ahead, Raven. I
yeah, because you guys going to report me like you always do, motherfucker.
No, it's automatic.
TikTok's listening. Like an adult. You have to act like an adult if you're going to be on this show.
I think you're being a little bit childish.
No, you're childish, homeboy. And got a Somali flag right there, bro.
Here, really quick. I wanted to do this earlier. Could you turn your camera on to show everybody that you're serious and not a coward?
Pussy. You will not be this tough on the street, bro.
There's video of me being this tough on the street.
You won't be this tough.
Lots of video of me being this tough on the street. It's actually what I got my start on social media, was going out and facing up to fascists in person. That's how I got my first million views. That's how I had enough followers to start doing the show and actually have viewers.
You got street cred then.
Yeah, I do.
You got street cred?
I got street cred. I'm respected on the streets of Minneapolis for being tough on the streets, 100%.
The fuck you are, bro. You're a fucking joke.
You gonna show us how tough you are and turn your camera on?
Bitch, you don't need to know how tough I am, bro.
What does that mean?
What do you think it means, homeboy? If you're from the streets, you know what that means.
Are you threatening me?
Take it how you want,
I think you're a nincompoop, but I wouldn't see any reason to harm you. I think that would be really, really unnecessary. I think that'd be very wrong.
Just know I got street cred, homeboy.
What does that mean? Am I supposed to be afraid of you because you have street cred?
Just know I got street cred, homeboy.
What does that mean?
Think about it. You say you got street cred, so you should know what that means, homeboy.
It means a different thing in different places. I don't know the type of streets you're from. What does it mean where you're from?
I'm from Compton,
here it means I'll put my life on my. Here it means I'll put my life on. Here in Minneapolis, it means that I'll put my life on the line for my community. That's what having street cred here means, at least in my circles. What does it mean in Compton or wherever you said you're from? Dude, you're calling me a pussy and you won't even turn your camera on. Get real.
I don't need to turn my camera on, homie. Everybody knows who I am.
I do agree that everybody has a good gist of the type of person you are, even without you turning on your camera. I think you not turning on your camera is solidifying everybody's belief in you that you're a spineless coward who likes to say mean things on the internet and doesn't have any actual substance in anything they say.
Come out to Compton and say that to me in front of my homeboys and in front of their face, bro.
Should I invite you to come here and say it in front of all my friends? That sounds like a silly thing to do.
Little nigga, you scared, little nigga?
Slur and run, slur and run, slur and run. That guy sucks, man. Whoa. Megan, thank you for the $1. Megan sent $1 to say, how is Raven so hot? How are you so hot, Raven? What happened to you?
It's the estrogen.
Ah, that's right.
It does wonderful things.
That's that pesky gender affirming care.
Although, in my defense, I was kind of hot as a guy too.
Yeah, good looking dude. I've seen your military pictures. David sent $5 to say Justin Howard's street cred is pictures of him with Shrek and Fiona on his TikTok. What a little cupcake. Oh, fun. Dude, David is mad. David is sleuthing. David B. sleuthing. All right. Did I have any more? I think we've got a couple more callers. They might be oppositional. Josh sent me $3 to say, I love your content. Gonna watch you more. Welcome to the party, Josh. It's fucking insane, even on a day like today where it's a reasonably slow show with mostly friendly callers. But yeah, seriously, link tree in the bio. Appreciate all the donations, everybody. God, Justin Howard's back. Dude, you slurring rud. Like, TikTok's listening. I can't have you back on the show when you say the N-word. Sorry. Maybe Justin Howard should be an evening show guest. You got to go camera on if you want to do that, though. If you want that level of attention. We're going to talk to Gerald really quick, though. We are going to end pretty promptly at noon today. Hello. How old are you? Oh, I said it too early. He wasn't connected. That's always a skill. I always got to like practice like timing the call connection. I don't think Gerald meant to join. He would have connected by now. I'm going to disconnect him. But if you are trying to get in the call, feel free to hop back in the queue. Jazz sent $2 to say he has no cred. Nobody here ever heard of his ass. I don't know, man. I just think it's adorable when people say that I don't have street cred or that, like any of this like regular macho tough guy shit. Like getting shoved by a dude who has a big gun and then standing your fucking ground because you know you're allowed to stand on the sidewalk. So when they shove you, you look down at the line in the pavement and say, nope, I've got the constitutional right to take one step closer to this guy because I'm far enough from the thing he's saying I'm interfering with. That takes fucking balls, straightforwardly, because people like Alex Preddy do that. Well, to be fair, he was on the street instead of the sidewalk. I guess that means it's okay to fucking blow the guy away with 10 shots to the back. But yeah, no, I'll stand by it. I think that these MAGA chuds are childish. I think if being a real man means anything in this fucked up misogynistic patriotic world, they don't fucking get it. I don't think that what they're doing is manly, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. I think it's cowardly. I think it's very cowardly to call in and behave so childishly as they do.
You can hear the cowardice in his voice when it shakes when you first ask for his camera.
Oh, because they know their goose is cooked. Oh, God, I don't have to do that. Just still be really cool. They whimper like my dog when she wants a treat, for fuck's sake. It's fucking crazy.
You can't hide that voice shake.
Yeah. Chat says Gerald's disingenuous, so maybe we shouldn't let him on. But I don't know. Maybe we let him on and let him be disingenuous. But Howard's still in the fucking queue, and dude, like, I'm okay platforming nincompoops such as yourself. That is fine. You just have to follow the TikTok rules, because I don't make the TikTok rules. TikTok makes the rules, and they will ban us for fucking that shit up. Anyway, Vicky sent $6 to say, just joined in. I've been listening to your VODs from when you first started, and I commented on a few. On the first one, I said I like your long hair. Forgot to join from your current live until now. Hope you feel better from yesterday. Keep up the good work. I did see your comment saying that you like the long hair. It's funny. I had the long hair, and I like being ponytail guy, but I'm going a little bit bald, and I was like really holding out to try to be man bun guy again. And the girl I was dating I asked her directly. I was like, I know you want the man bun, but this is getting out of hand. Like my hair part's all bad. Like it just wasn't looking good. And she was like, no, I want the man bun. So I didn't care. I just said, I held on. But then when I broke up with her, I was like, it's like that day I like went home from breaking up with her and cut my hair. But yeah, maybe man bun Oscar will return in the winter. I sometimes take the winter as an opportunity to grow my hair out because I do like having long hair. But welcome to the party. Thanks for going back through and watching the VODs. That shows real support. I really do appreciate it. And Will, who's one of the mods for the show, sent $3 to say Justin is from the treats, not from the streets, and the plural of crisis is crises. That was the most confidently incorrect anybody has ever been on the show. He just did not know that the plural of the word crisis is crises, and he was like, it's not that, it's this. And I was just like, whoa, dude, like we're arguing about spelling. Like we can Google that one, right? Are you going to tell me Merriam-Webster is a leftist liberal news source and you don't believe anything they fucking say? He's still in the queue.
I have actually heard that argument from a fucking right-wing person.
Well, the ladies in the chat are saying that that's what women do, is they grow their hair long in the winter. Well, how'd you get away with wearing a hat more, you know? Because like when, you know, just my hair is very like super duper straight and fine, has no volume. So if it's not perfectly clean, it looks horrible. Like 2 hours after I take a shower, if I've broken any kind of sweat or just like, you know, like laid down in my bed and like had my head on a pillow, it fucks up my hair because it just takes whatever happens to it. So I just, you know, for being presentable on the show, the short hair is a lot easier. Oh, Rogue Ghost is here. Let's talk to David. Let's talk to not bitch David. This is cool, David. I don't know if he meant to join. How you doing, David?
Hey, what's up? I'm 40, by the way, too. Oscar.
You beat me to it. I was going to ask. Thanks for all the donations, dude.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. No, all good. I appreciate your show. Appreciate what you do. Yeah, I just want to come up here and say, why are all these cupcakes trying to ban guns today? What's going on?
They all want them completely abolished, clearly, especially that Justin Howard. My goodness.
Goodness, I can't believe Justin Howard, 79, is trying to take all our guns away. I just don't get it, man. But I appreciate it. I ain't going to take up no more time. I just want to come here and say, why is that happening?
Well, I'll see you later tonight, right?
Yes, sir. I'll see you then.
Catch you later, David. Yeah, for those who didn't catch the bit, this caller who's just frustrated sitting in the queue, but he's not allowed up because he said the N-word. He just came on and kept saying that I believe things that I don't. He kept on saying that I want to completely get rid of police and not have police, and that's not the truth. And I was telling him that's not the truth. And that's yeah, it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Would be fun to get a snippy little call at the end. Oh, maybe we will. Cosmic Drago. Maybe we will get a snippy call at the end. Hello. How old are you?
Hello. I'm 19.
19. Do you support Trump?
No, I just wanted to say I love your content. Please keep what you're doing, dude.
Hey, I might have to take a break every now and then if I stay up a little bit too late the night before the show, but I do intend on doing the show pretty much every day for a very long time. I appreciate the support, man.
Of course.
Thanks for hopping up.
No problem.
Oh man, we got YouTubes to read. Raven calmly telling these dudes to behave is leftist ASMR. There are demands for Raven ASMR. Maybe we get you uploading.
I could do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Jennifer for $2 said Raven is beautiful inside and out. W staff. Andrew, why are you calling me? You know I'm on the air. I'll call him in a couple minutes. Justin, the uneducated that Trump loves. Yep, One Tall Queer, thank you for the $2. And then one guy with a really long name sent $2 to say, just a couple bucks for the good David. Yeah, we love good David. And then Tim became a member over on YouTube. Welcome. You'll be in the members only stream that's happening tonight after the 7 p.m. Central Time evening show where we're going to have Ian Austin on, one of my protest buddies. So we're going to film a little promo about that in just a moment here so we can get that pushed so people will get the link to go watch it. I'm really excited about the conversation. I got to chat with him in person for like an hour or two in a bar last week. But I we covered some of the stuff that we want to talk about, and I'm just really excited to have that conversation in public in front of everybody. So that's on YouTube only. So, link tree in the bio is there for you to get the funding methods, but you should also go and make sure you follow me on YouTube because I'm expanding the programming from just these debate lives, and there's certain types of programming I'm doing that just it doesn't work with the TikTok filter. So I want my evening show to be much more like free, and YouTube's kind of the place for that. So make sure you're following me there so you can catch all that stuff. Hi-Fi Mike sent $2 to ask, were Ross and Rachel on a break? Obviously they were. Obviously, right? What do you think? Clearly? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do think that Ross and Rachel were on a break. Anyway, yeah, link tree in the bio for following all the other things. Venmo, Cash App, buy me a coffee if you want to support the show. And I do have a special ask of the audience today because don't go anywhere, everybody. There's 800 people watching, and it would seriously make producer Jesse's day if you went to got too many things. I have to get down on my hands and knees. This floated into the most inconvenient place. Seriously though, if I have your attention, you should go to Spotify or wherever you listen to music, and you should listen to a song called Fall by Sensing Agony. It's a pretty heavy song. So you should turn it the fuck up and listen to it in the car or whatever the fuck. Well, don't know who's joining right now, but I don't think I'm taking guests anymore for today. Anyway, yeah, go listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. The vocalist for Sensing Agony is Jessie, the producer of this show, who you guys know. She's not in-house today. I think she'll be in-house tomorrow, but she's often in the producer's seat. So yeah, I'm going to keep saying this until the viewership declines. Go listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. It released at midnight last night. Oh, and Dean Withers reposted. Did he repost again, or did he do it earlier? I don't know. For those who maybe don't know, Dean Withers is aware of the show. He likes the show, so I appreciate, if he's watching, I very much appreciate the repost. He knows that. But yeah, I'm going to sign off today by saying go listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. Do it as a personal favor to me. If you don't have money to support, a lot of people watch and don't have money to support the show. If you can't do anything more than follow me on other platforms, you can also support the people who work on the show. And Jessie, the reason Jessie's the producer of this show is because she has been my friend for a lot longer than I've been running this show, and I trust the shit out of her. And we've worked on a lot of art and music together. She's a really talented vocalist and a really good musician, and I really care about the work that she's doing. And if you care about this show and you care about supporting the people who work for it, you can go listen to this song that launched last night. Because there's some people who really will appreciate seeing those numbers go up. So that is the sign off for today. Everybody knows how you're spending the next 5 minutes of your life, right? You're going to go listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. You're going to throw that on when you're in the shower. You're going to throw that on while you're driving to work.
I'm going to listen to it all day.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got a big PA. I listened to it in the shower this morning because I was asleep already last night when it launched. But we've got the big PA that's in this music setup, in this studio thing. Me and Raven and Sam, you're still in here. Yeah, hi Sam. I got 3 people in the room today. We're going to blast that shit right now. So go listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. See you guys tonight or tomorrow or whatever.
It's going to mean the world to Jessie. She's literally going to be in tears if she gets a ton of views, I bet anything.
Love you guys. I'll see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. for the Central show, for 7 p.m. Central time for the evening show. After that for the members only stream, 10 o'clock Central time for the normal show tomorrow. See you guys then. Listen to Fall by Sensing Agony. Goodbye, YouTube. I forgot to say goodbye to TikTok. Listen to Fall by Sensing Agony.